Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. We are back again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. What I want to talk about this afternoon is Tariq Nasheed pretty much came out of the woodworks to defend the woman who pretty much gunned down the man in Florida over a parking spot. Now, I told you guys that the grifters are going to come out of the woodworks and begin their campaign to use this particular case to grift. You know, I told you guys already to be on the lookout for this type of stuff because it happens every day on social media. And I'm pretty much the only platform that actually speaks the truth in regards to these cases. Tariq Nasheed is a known grifter in the Black community, a pimp, a man that founded this movement called FBA, which they call Foundational Black Americans, which is a hate group that is racist towards everybody else, and they're racist towards their own people. In other words, if you don't agree with said movement, they call you a tether, a sambo, a coon. These are the type of things that they do, I guess, to alienate you and make you feel like you're not black, if that makes sense. Tariq loves to love bomb black people by calling them brothers and sisters, as if though we all get along, when really we don't even care about each other. Let's just keep it a buck. Like, black people hate each other, but we act like we like each other. But that's not the case, because all you got to do is just go to the black community and you just see nothing but violence, crimes, drugs, and gangs. And we don't even help one another. Like, we could be starving and we wouldn't even help each other. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. There's no community in the black community at all. So on social media, what these grifters do is they understand that black folk, or at least the NPC groups that are on social media, they know that this particular group are not educated and they're easy to manipulate. It's sort of like the church. The pastor understands that the majority of people that come to church is stupid. Let's just keep it 1,000. Most people that attend local churches are idiots. And because these people really don't follow God in terms of following what the Bible say, they depend on a man to teach them. They depend on a man to guide them. They don't follow the Bible. They don't follow God, but they trust that a pastor has communication with the Heavenly Father. Therefore, I'll just put my trust in the pastor to tell me what I need to do, rather than reading the Bible for myself. So, like the church, people within the black community, they put up these so-called leaders, if you want to call them that. So when we look at a Tariq Nasheed in the black community, they hold him up as some sort of public figure in whom we should follow. And I guess he has our best interests at heart, and he must have been sent by God to be a prophet amongst the people, when really he's just a pimp who's just trying to get paid like everybody else. I mean, everybody trying to make $1. And one thing I've learned in my 49 years on this planet is that black people have always been taken advantage of by black people. A lot of the people that we look up to, especially in politics, on social media, the people who influence you, a lot of times it's these people who take advantage of the black community for personal gain. And Tariq perfected the art of taking advantage of the black community. In other words, he understands how to manipulate. He know your weaknesses. He know what you're susceptible to fall for. He understand that a lot of black folk are impoverished. He knows that they have this insecurity, inferiority complex. He knows that there's a lot of racial issues in the world. And if he can utilize all of those systems for his benefit, then he's going to use that in his art of manipulation. Similar to Dr. Umar Johnson. Like all of these black guys that you see on social media, they specialize in manipulating black people. If you really get down to the nitty gritty, all of these guys are agents that were sent to keep black people in their place, to keep you from actually growing, from developing your own selves. And therefore, these guys continue to get paid while you get played. So what we're talking about today, well, I'm glad you asked that question. Tariq Nasheed comes to social media to defend the black woman who shot the white man over a parking spot. And he left out a lot of key information, which we got to pretty much go over, because I warn you guys that on YouTube, and if you pay attention to my videos and actually listen long enough, because we know most folks in the black community are not educated. They have a short attention span. Truth is their kryptonite. They hate accountability, and they hate anyone that stands for justice. This is just the way it is, guys. You know, this is just the way it is. If there's a crime happening in the black community, don't expect anybody black to actually tell the police. It's not going to happen. They didn't see nothing. They don't know nothing. That's just the way it is. I don't know why they're like that, but that's just the way it is. You know, there's really no community and there's no justice. We see this all the time. Black on black crime. Nobody never see nothing. Nobody says nothing. But when it involves a white man and a black man, or a black man and a white woman, or whatever the case is, it becomes headline news. So when it comes to topics like this, guys, I don't expect to be liked by the black community. I expect to be hated, because that's normal when you're black. You cannot be a truth teller when you're black, because once you're telling the truth, then you're going to have the community that's going to come out to assume you're trying to fit in with white people. They're going to say you want to be friends with white people, when really I don't give a fuck about nobody. I'm not trying to be nobody's friend. I'm not trying to go to the cookout. I don't want to be mixed mingling with nobody. I like staying to myself. But for some reason, anytime I speak truth, the community will always try to associate me to the white community as if though I'm working for someone. This is what they normally do, right? So now let's get into the tape and find out what Tariq Nasheed had to say. Now, keep in mind, Tariq is the leader of what is known as the FBA movement. This is a movement of a hate group. And I know they don't like when I say that, but I don't care, because I'm going to speak the truth. It's a hate group, a group that Tariq started, a group that nobody heard of, but he was able to utilize this name called Foundational Black Americans, even though none of these folks have literally built any foundation of anything. They can't even get their damn communities up. You would think that if these folks are foundational, right, you would think that they would be able to build their own communities, but they don't got one. That's the problem, because they didn't build nothing. You see what I'm saying? And they like to live off the backs of their ancestors. And another thing that you must take into consideration, guys, is that these type of influencers keep black people in the past. They don't allow blacks to elevate themselves, to advance. You know, when you look at all other ethnic groups around the world, everybody's advancing. Everybody's educating themselves. People are developing cities and countries. But the black man, he keep talking about slavery. He keep talking about being oppressed. That's all he talks about. And it's just sick. that you could be here in 2026 and you're still listening to people talk about white supremacy and we're being oppressed. I mean, shut the fuck up. Nobody want to hear that. I'm tired of hearing people crying about being oppressed when ain't nobody oppressing you. You got a house, you got a car, you got a driver's license, you got a bank account, a job. You're going in and out. Nobody can tell you what you can or can't do as a black man or black woman. So why do you keep listening to these influencers that keep making you feel as if though the white man is on your back? Why do you live like that? That's oppression. You're being oppressed by influencers who have brainwashed you and taught you to think like a slave. That's what Dr. Umar Johnson does. That's what Tariq Nasheed does. And various other black influencers on social media. If you want to know what the real problem is in the black community, influencers. They're the biggest problems. Because a lot of black folk listen to them because black folk are searching for leaders. Why? Because they're too lazy to lead themselves. You know, it's sort of like you don't want the accountability. So you're looking for someone else to lead you. Have you ever been around a person that they know they got to fix something in the house, but they don't want to tackle it themselves? So what they do is they let months go by procrastinating, and then they hire someone else to do the dirty work. Why? Because they're afraid to deal with it themselves. They don't want to do it. And that's how the community is right now. So they look for leaders. This is why you put your trust in pastors. This is why you put your trust in Willie D. Live. This is why you put your trust in Tariq Nasheed. This is why you put your trust in Umar Johnson, even though he's been building a school for 20 years. You understand? But yet all your money going to these people. You got the black community worshiping Carmelo Anthony, even though he's a killer, but they still worship him. They still believe he's innocent, even though he's a murderer. You understand? So what you're going to see, guys, in the coming weeks is a lot of black influencers are going to be using the black woman who shot the white man dead. They're going to use her to grift in order to make as much money as they possibly can. And it's just a sad situation. Now, let's see what the live chat. Somebody says, you have to be FBA to understand FBA. See, this is what I mean, guys. Now, notice the mindset of the NPC. They said you have to be FBA to understand FBA. Okay, what exactly did you build in America? What exactly did you build at Sing Angel? What did you build in America since you're this foundational black American? What did you build? What have you accomplished that liberated your people? Because for some reason you think that you're in a captivity mode and you're in bondage and someone have to be FBA. So what does that mean in your mind? Because that's the mental sickness that people are involved in right now, guys. The black community is involved in this mess. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. For some reason, Tariq have convinced them that they're foundational black Americans. To all the black folk that are actually viewing, right? In 1990, were you calling yourself a foundational black American? In early 2000, were you calling yourself a foundational black American? No, you were not. So you learned that from somebody. That's not who you are. You were trained, brainwashed, and taught to believe in something that a man made up. A pimp. Do y'all know that Tariq Nasheed was a former pimp that pimped women? A pimp that degraded women. See, this is the problem with the black community. You guys are listening to hustlers and pimps who pimp women. Do y'all understand this mess? Do y'all understand you're listening to these Mac daddies, these players and pimps who out here doing evil, and they grifted over and pivoted over into political arenas, trying to play as if though they're civil rights leaders and black leaders, and they figure out a new hustle on how to pimp the black community. And that's what he's doing. But you can't see that because you're blind. That's the problem. It's so easy to deceive black people. It's the easiest job in the world. You know? It's just so easy to manipulate black people, man. All you got to do is just play with their emotions a little bit. Make them feel like they need to join you for a cause. And they'll band together, give all their money. But when you go to the black community, the drugs is there, the gangs. Why is it that these foundational black Americans, right? Why is it that in all of their predominantly black communities, the gangs are still thriving? How come the foundational black Americans, right? How come they haven't gotten rid of the gangs? If they're foundational black Americans and they believe in cleaning the community up from being oppressed, why they haven't gotten rid of the gangs? The drugs. Why they haven't regulated the community? Because they're not really doing anything. They're just sitting on their ass talking shit. And that's exactly the mindset that Tariq and various other influencers got you in. They got you programmed to be an NPC, where you just regurgitate what your master told you. See, Tariq is your God. That's the one you worship. And that's the problem. So my job is to wake you up so that you could lead yourself. I'm not trying to lead you. I'm trying to wake you up. Your job is to lead yourself rather than putting all your hope and trust in a man that's not bringing you nowhere. You see, Tariq Nasheed love to talk about reparations and all this other stuff. Let me make you black folk understand something. You will never receive any reparations in this lifetime. So I suggest you go get a job, because Tariq is the one receiving the reparations because you're stupid. He's the one benefiting, not you, because you put him up as a leader. You gave him the responsibility. In your mind, you think he's on some grassroots level getting results for the black community. Tariq don't give a fuck about you. Tariq is concerned about his bills, just like you're concerned about your bills. Just like you got to buy food for your kids. Tariq don't care about you. That's what you must understand. Do you understand me? Nobody cares about you but you. So stop putting your trust in man and learn how to lead your own self. Now, let's get to the video, guys. Make sure you hit the like button. Do what you got to do. Let's go.
As a dispute over a parking spot ended with gunfire, a man dead, and a confrontation caught on camera. And investigators are now sorting through the disturbing new evidence.
Yeah, NBC6's Steve Litz has a chilling video and explains why the shooter says that she acted in self-defense.
A witness captured the shooting on a cell phone. And videos from cameras on a nearby Tesla show the crime as it happened. A man and a woman are arguing. The man is seen walking toward the woman, follows her around a vehicle. A few moments later, investigators say she shot him. A relative sent us this picture of Bart DeGugla.
Guys, do you notice the live chat? You see somebody says majority of blacks have employment. What are you talking about, Ringo? Do you see the level of insecurity in that person? Do you see their mindset, guys? They have no sense of context, no understanding. They lack the ability to listen and hear clearly. They have selective hearing issues. Just a lack of education in the black community. When did I focus on the fact that black folks don't have a job? I literally focused on how Tariq is always selling this FBA bullshit that you are going to receive reparations. And I'm trying to make black folk not depend on that idea. In other words, rather than focusing on waiting for the white man to give you some sort of reparations, it's better for you to just get a job. When did I say that black people don't have a job? See, this is the problem with so-called ninjas. This is just dumb as hell, fam. They don't have no sense whatsoever. Then you got some other nut job here, Sweet, whatever your name is, says, why you talking about yourself, Ringo? I'm not talking about myself, dummy, because I don't follow Tariq. Again, guys, the lack of education in these people, guys, it is asinine. It is sick. They just don't listen. Absolutely sick. I'm literally focusing on issues and they have no context of what I'm talking about, guys. Because of a short attention span, they were on the short bus, dropped out of high school, dropped out of junior high. They just dropped out of everything. Right? This is just sick, fam. Absolutely sick. Now, notice this. The person comes back and says, you said black people quit waiting on reparations and get a job. Are you one of those people? Have you ever heard of the term, if it don't apply, let it fly? Why are you so slow? See, you're signing for the package when I don't even know you. That's the problem. We're talking about Tariq Nasheed. Are you a follower of Tariq Nasheed? Are you a follower of the FBA movement? Because those people believe that. Those people that claim to be FBA are waiting for the white man to give them reparations, not us civilized black people. Us civilized black people are not waiting for the white man to decide if he want to do something for us. We already understand that we got to fend for ourselves. Do you understand that? But see, when you have a welfare mind, when you have a victim mind, right, you'll sit around living off of the blood of your ancestors. And that's what a lot of black folk do. They keep living off the blood of their ancestors. None of you been on a cotton field. None of you been on a plantation, but yet you act and think like a slave. You're constantly talking about slavery, being oppressed, when none of you experience these things. You experience what it's like to be free in America, but you keep acting as if though you are in the past. That's the problem. And I think through psychology, people like Tariq Nasheed have been successful in making black people in today's day think that they are somehow victims. And that's why he's able to thrive. He's able to thrive through manipulation. Now, without further ado, guys, let's get back to the content so we can break down everything that Tariq had to say in this video.
Elmo. He died from his injuries. It happened yesterday in the middle of the day in the Walmart Supercenter parking lot on McNabb Road near Rock Island Road in North Lauderdale.
When I came, there was...
Notice this, guys. This person says, let's see what this person says. It says, yes. No, that's not the comment there. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Who's this? Somebody says, it's called generational trauma. You are so insensitive. No, you're so weak. Generational trauma? What? Generational trauma? What are you talking about? Generational trauma? Bro, do you see what we got to deal with in the black community, fam? You got people in the live chat talk about they're suffering from generational trauma. The sickness of these people, guys, it's absolutely crazy. This is the madness that is going on in the black community, where people are making every excuse on why they at the bottom. You got people coming to America from third world countries, and they're able to come to the United States and start businesses. But the black man been living in the ghetto his whole life, complaining about white supremacy. It's crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. And see, this is what Tariq Nasheed and the Umar Johnsons love to do. I can't stomach these people's their content. It's all they complain about is being slaves, and they make black people think like victims. You never see these individuals educate black people to think better about themselves. You never see them do anything to help develop the community. They just focus on, let's just blame white people. Let's blame. Let's just make everybody a victim. And they'll have you literally in your house like, yeah, man, the white man oppressing me. White man really oppressing me, man. I just can't understand why I'm being oppressed. And that's how they'll have you all day, guys, thinking like a victim. Anyway, let's get back to the content.
Police officers everywhere, and I did hear a woman screaming and crying, and she was saying something, but I couldn't, but it was incoherent to me what she was saying.
Deputies confirm the woman and Guglielmo exchanged words over a parking spot and then the shooting. She waited for police to arrive, then told them she shot in self-defense.
Let me tell you something, guys. All of this shot in self-defense stuff, man, is just pure crap. Guys, if you are black, right, I really recommend that you stop listening to black influencers that keep putting batteries in your backs, because all of y'all going to prison to meet with Carmelo Anthony. Do you understand me? A lot of you are going to end up in prison. See, there's a lot of factors to this particular case, and I always solve these cases before it even goes to trial. Now, again, let me make it very publicly clear. The black woman will be going to prison, right? Let's make that very clear. She's going to prison, guys. No doubt about it. Because the same thing happened in the case of the white man who shot the black guy over the parking spot argument that they had. At first, they released him. He was claiming self-defense. They didn't arrest him. He was able to go home, relax with his family. And then they ended up giving him 20 years. Right? So now, in this case, we don't know what's going on with that guy. We don't know about his mental health. We don't know about any of that stuff. See, imagine a person having a mental health episode. They got mental health issues, and you gunned them down claiming self-defense, but yet you got out your car. See, this is the part that a lot of people are not talking about. A lot of the black commentators all over social media, they're not showing you the video evidence of the black woman stepping out of the car. Let's roll that tape. Let's get that on the screen. Let's go.
Walk away, the woman says in this very short cell phone video that ends with what sounds like a single gunshot. But we are now seeing what happened in the minutes prior.
We're now going to see what happens in the minutes prior. Let's go.
This Walmart parking lot at 7900 West McNabb Road. Take a look at this dash cam video. That's the woman with the gun on the left getting out of her car.
She gets out the car. Now, I'm trying to figure this out, guys, for the life of me. If your life is in danger, right, and you understand the castle doctrine, and you understand that your car is a safe place to be in, why would you get out your car with the gun to approach the guy? Let me put something on the screen for the idiots and the uneducated in the black community. Let's do this real fast. So I did a little Google search. If I'm arguing with someone over a parking spot in Florida, can I exit my car with my gun and claim self-defense if I shoot and kill someone? Under Florida law, simply exiting your car during an argument to shoot someone will almost certainly not hold up as self-defense. Do you understand, guys? But when you try to explain this to black people, they just don't understand because of the lack of education. To use deadly force, you must reasonably believe it is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. But as you can see, guys, from the video, she gets out the car. Why would you get out your car and then hold your gun? Why would you do that? See, when this is played in court, guys, she's going to prison. Guys, she's going to prison. That's why I'm telling you right now. Because a lot of times I do these videos, the black community get upset, they unsubscribe. I don't care if you unsubscribe. I really don't care. Because I know I'm speaking the truth. And any intelligent black person know I'm speaking the truth. And I'm trying to build my audience where I have nothing but intelligent people, whether they're black, white, whatever. I just want intelligent people watching my content because I'm tired of talking to stupid people. I'm really tired of talking to idiots, guys. I'm really seriously tired of talking to them because they don't make no sense at all, guys. Shout out to Denise for the support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. You know? So, guys, let me get back to the point that I was making here, right? So it says to use deadly force, you must reasonably believe it is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. Watch this, a verbal argument over a parking spot does not meet this threshold. And if you leave the safety of your vehicle to escalate the situation, you become the aggressor. Do you see that? Guys, when I tell you that this woman is going to prison, I am telling you right now she's going to prison. Maybe I should have been an attorney. Because I don't understand for the life of me, why is it that black folk can't comprehend basic law and they don't understand nothing? They don't understand the legalities. Everything with them is emotional. This woman exits her car with a firearm. She automatically forfeited self-defense. She is now the aggressor because she's going out towards the threat. So there is no self-defense in any of this. See, they like to play the video clip of the guy walking towards her. And they look at that and they get emotionally charged. But nobody's playing the tape of her getting out the car. Now, keep in mind, guys, the argument been happened. You understand? So it should have been de-escalated by now. You get it? Meaning she already parked her car. The argument was already over, but she gets out with the firearm to intimidate the man. There's no self-defense at this point, guys. So let's get back to what I was showing here. Exiting your vehicle while armed to confront someone usually forfeits your ability to claim self-defense. If you are involved in a dispute, the best and safest first step is to remain in your car, right? Watch this, disengage and call the police rather than escalating the situation with a firearm. But you can't explain this to black people, guys. When you explain this to black people, it don't comprehend because, again, they lack the education of what a gun owner is supposed to do. They lack the law. They don't understand their Second Amendment rights. They don't understand stand your ground. They don't understand self-defense. They don't understand the castle doctrine. They don't understand what it means to just de-escalate. They don't understand conflict resolution skills. They just lack all this knowledge, guys. They think that all they got to do is get out the car with a gun and shoot and think they're going to hide behind self-defense. That there's no self-defense in this case. Just like there was no self-defense with Carmelo Anthony. That's why he's doing 35 years. Haven't we learned anything? Haven't we learned anything? Carmelo's doing 35 years for murder because he's an idiot. Do you understand? So even though I'm showing you this, you're still going to ignore it because that's just the way they are, guys. They ignore facts. Now, check this out. I saw this on a platform on social media. I want to read this. This is about the same particular case. They're responding to somebody in regards to this particular shooting. Somebody was calling the black woman that she's a badass, right? meaning like she's a tough woman. She'll take you out with her gun. So somebody came in and says, no, she is very foolish and is likely going to be charged and do prison time. So shout out to that person who is educated and smart. I could tell when my people are talking. And who are my people? My people are the educated. They're my people. My people are the educated, people that are educated, smart. They're able to comprehend what's going on. Those are my people. That's my tribe, right? So they says, no, she is very foolish and is likely going to be charged and do prison time. Yes, he kept walking in her direction. Yes, she kept retreating. Yes, what he did, considering he is now dead, was even more foolish. Yes, we can all agree on that, guys. Yeah. But before that, she was in her car and was arguing out of the window with him while he is off camera nearby. But not that close to her car, to the car. At the beginning of the video, he is not in the frame. At this point, she decided to open her car door and exit, standing there holding a gun. That was a huge mistake. And I agree with this person. That is when she forfeited self-defense because she was safe in her car. So if she was scared for her life, why would you exit the car? Why would you go out the car with your gun? Your gun was in the car. You could stay in the car with the gun. You're more safe. You're double safe because you're in the car and you have the gun. So there's no need to exit the car. Because if he tried to break in the car, now you have grounds to use that gun. But because black folk are not educated, they just figure, well, I'm going to step outside the car, forfeit my ability to stand on self-defense, and now I'm going to prison. It's no different than if you are in your house and you got your shotgun, your neighbor outside the house arguing and cussing you out, right? They're not in your house, right? They're just arguing at the mouth. But instead, you go out with your shotgun, being an aggressor, escalate the situation, and then you end up shooting the person and want to claim self-defense. Nah, that's not going to work, buddy. You should have stayed in your house where it was safe. That's why you folks are always going to prison, because you don't know the law. You're not intelligent. So it goes on and it says, but before that, she was in her car and was arguing out the window with him while he is off camera nearby, but not that close to her car, to the car. At the beginning of the video, he is not in the frame. At this point, she decided to open her car door and exit, standing there holding a gun. That was a huge mistake. Legally, that is considered escalation, even if she was pointing the gun down. And we know she wasn't pointing the gun down. She was pointing the gun at him. She was brandishing the gun, guys. The gun could have went off, not only hitting him, but potential, people could have got shot, So it goes on and it says, and legally, if you contribute escalation, you cannot be protected by self-defense law. You cannot claim that you felt at threat and then leave the safety of being inside your car with time to roll the windows up, but instead use that time to leave your car. The gun made her feel empowered to be able to give him a piece of her mind verbally and dominate the situation. If it escalated to physical, it did escalate and she did dominate, but the law is not going to allow it. And see, this is where black folk don't understand. This is why she's going to prison. I guarantee you she's going to prison. I always tell you before trial come, she's going to prison. I told you that with the Carmelo Anthony case. Before he went to trial, I told you that ninja is going to prison because he's a killer. So it says, we will keep losing if we think weapons can enable us to stay in escalating situations due to pride that we would not stay in if it wasn't for the weapon. If you have a weapon, do everything you can to avoid using it and leave without having to go to prison. And this is what black folk don't understand. They think because they got a gun that they could just go out there and shoot somebody and they good. That's not going to cut it, fam. It says, I've noticed that there are a ton of YouTube videos, but I did not see any that shows this part where she gets out of the car. And it's this part that will get her in trouble. And that's exactly what it is, guys. Nobody's showing this. You understand? That's why we're showing it, because we're educated. So now, look at the part, guys.
900 West McNabb Road. Take a look at this dash cam video. That's the woman with the gun on the left, getting out of her car, holding a phone in her left hand and a gun in her right.
Once she did that, case closed. She's going to prison. There's no self-defense. You didn't feel like your life was threatened. You weren't in no danger. If you were, you would stay in your car. Once you exit that car, you escalated the situation, because that guy could just be out there having a mental health crisis. He's 62. He's up there in his age. He's Army, I believe, a military vet. So we don't know what he's dealing with mentally, especially seeing you holding a gun and acting crazy. We don't know what is going on in that man's mind. So why would she get out the car? If you have this belligerent man out there acting weird, why would you get out your car? And you holding and brandishing a gun in public when there's kids and pedestrians walking around trying to shop. Why would you do that? All of that's going to play out in court. She's going to prison. There's no other way around it. You know, a lot of y'all think because she wasn't arrested and charged yet that she's good to go. No, in situations like this, they send you home. They'll detain you at first, get everything sorted, then they'll send you home, and then they'll bring charges up on you. They did that with the white guy who gunned down the black man at the store. Let me see if I could bring that up for you guys. Y'all remember this particular situation that happened out in Florida in 2018. Michael Draker. Remember that? Remember that situation with the white man? Right? A jury of his peers sentenced him, the white man, to 20 years in prison for killing the black guy, even though the black guy pushed him to the ground and attacked him, right? That self-defense didn't play a part here, gang. It didn't play a part. No, because everybody looked over the facts and they realized there was no self-defense. And the black guy, he got death because he felt that he could come out the store and push somebody, not understanding, getting in his car with his family. He didn't do that. Instead, he wanted to be Rambo. He wanted to prove that nobody could push him and his people around. Check it out, gang. Check it out. See that? Florida man gunned down. See that? He lost his life, and this guy lost his freedom over a parking spot. Over a parking spot, fam. Absolutely crazy. A parking spot? See him arguing with the woman. Black guy comes out. No talking. Pushes the man. I mean, that's dumb. And then the white man pulled out a gun and unalived him. Why? Because he's stupid. It's a lot of stupid people in the world, man. It's like they're just dumb as hell, fam. Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, it don't make no sense that these folks keep coming out and doing dumb stuff, man. Shout out to Matt for the 10. Shout out to you. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Because in 2012 in Florida, Michael Dunn was convicted coming out his car to shoot Jordan Davis because Dunn didn't like the loud rap music they were playing while at the gas station. I don't know anything about that story. You're now telling me something I don't even know about. But, you know, it is what it is. Let me see. People do weird stuff. It happens all the time. People will do crazy things. There's a lot of weirdos. You could be mowing your lawn and your neighbor don't like the fact that you're mowing your lawn at a certain time and come out his house with his gun, and you're arguing with your neighbor and stuff, and now you sitting there arguing and he's holding his gun, and it's just weird stuff. You had a situation of a black woman that was en route to a white man's house, and I guess somebody must have prank called the white man. Y'all know about the story with this old guy. They must have said something about his son and some money or something, and then you had this Uber lady or some Lyft driver or whatever. She came to the house thinking she's picking something up, and the white guy came out with a gun. The black woman don't even know what the heck is going on. He ended up shooting the black woman, gunning her down, and it was just one big mess. And this is why going up on people's property is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's a very dangerous job, man. Just going to somebody's door is dangerous. I don't even like going to people's door. I really don't, because people are weird. You don't know what they're thinking. You go to somebody's door, you're black. They just look at you, right? They look at the Ring camera. They just automatically think the worst. Oh, yeah, this black guy, yeah, he's trying to rob me. What are you doing by my door? Get away from my door. And they just shoot through the door. And you was just trying to bring them their package because Amazon delivered their package to your door. You're trying to be a good Samaritan, a good neighbor, and you end up getting gunned down. This is why sometimes when people deliver to the wrong house, sometimes people never return the package. They just keep your package because they're like, look, I don't even want to go to your door because I don't trust you. People are weird nowadays, guys. Like, you never know what they're going to do. You never know what they're going to say. Shout out to Strimp for the $4 support. Says, what up, Ringo? That's why I stay out the way. And that's exactly why I stay out the way, too, because everybody's crazy. So let's get back to the content. Check it out. So as you can see, the white man pretty much unalive McLaughlin. And, he dead. He was claiming self-defense. Some can argue that, well, he was pushed and whatnot. But again, when you look at the fact that if he felt this way, he wouldn't have been by the car. See, when we factor in this stand your ground and self-defense, first of all, Dracar was arguing at the car. So he's busy escalating the situation. He already had a firearm on him. So if his life was in danger or whatever the case is, he would have just retreated and went back to his car. So when the black guy came out, he see the man arguing with the guy, arguing with his woman. He probably figured, well, I'm protecting my woman. And he just reacted real fast out of emotion. And then I guess when the black guy was walking back to the store after the white guy pulled out the gun, the white guy shot him in the back. So now that eliminates self-defense. Why? Because if the black guy, even if the black guy is wrong for pushing him, right? If the black guy turns around and walks away, especially when he takes out the gun, and you still shoot, that's not self-defense. That's murder. That's manslaughter. You killed that man because your life was not in danger. And again, it goes back to understanding, stand your ground, understanding the law. Once you pull out your gun and the black guy retreats, if he assaulted you, all you had to do is just call the cops. And then he would have got arrested for whatever he did. But if you pull out your gun and you shoot him in the back, you can't claim self-defense. Your life was not in danger at this point because the black guy retreated. You get what I'm saying? So when in court, you're going to face time in prison. You're going to face time in prison. So now when we look at this case with the black woman, right? She stepped out of her car, guys. She stepped out the car.
Walk away, the woman says in this very short cell phone video that ends with what sounds like a single gunshot. But we are now seeing what happened in the minutes prior in this Walmart parking lot at 7900 West McNabb Road. Take a look at this dash cam video. That's the woman with the gun on the left, getting out of her car, holding a phone in her left hand and a gun in her right.
Once she did that, guys, she's saying, I'm ready for action. She's doing the same thing that the white guy did in the case where he killed the black guy. And keep in mind, guys, there was no black people in the jury that put Dracar away for 20 years. There was no black jurors. So please save me all of that white supremacy stuff and the white man's the devil and the white system is attacking black people. Please save me all those lies, because a jury of his peers condemned him to 20 years. You see that? And there was no black people on the jury list when they put Michael Dracar in prison. They looked at the situation, they weighed the facts, and they said, you know what? He needs to go to prison. They were not looking at the situation like, well, he shot a black guy, so who cares? Because the guy is black. We got to help one of our white brothers. Nope. They put him away for 20 years and gave him what he deserved, because that's how the law is supposed to work. See, civilized human beings, whether white, black, Asian, whatever the case is, this group of people, they understand how to judge properly. Those are the kind of people that I like. The people that are impartial, the people that have logic, the people that are able to use deductive reasoning skills, the people that have conflict resolution skills. They know how to de-escalate. They understand the law. They understand self-defense. These are the kind of people that I want to be around, man. Because why? We'll learn how to live in peace. You know why? Because we all understand how to live a civilized life, because we're smart. But when you live around savages and people that are loose cannons and they're just hateful, they'll just pull out guns and think they're Rambo. And that's what happened in the case with the black woman. She got out the car, guys. Look at it. Look at it, guys. Let me get this.
Walk away, the woman says in this very short cell phone video that ends with what sounds like a single gunshot.
Now, keep in mind, the news media kept saying that she said walk away. And that's what a lot of people were seeing. They were seeing the white guy walking towards her and she's saying walk away. It didn't start like that, guys. It started with her getting out the car with the gun, being the aggressor. She got out the car walking towards the guy. Everybody's seeing the parts where the white guy is walking towards her, but nobody saw the part where her getting out the car to intimidate the white man with her gun, walking towards the man, pointing the gun at him. That's what she did. You understand? So her life was not in danger. She went out there and she had that confidence because she had that gun pointing at her and pointing at the white man. And she wanted to kill the white man because she's most likely a very hateful, angry woman who was on edge, most likely a Carmelo Anthony supporter. And she said, ain't no way a white man gonna try to tell me what I gotta do. And she got out that car with that gun and said, I'm gonna unalive a white man. That's what she said, gang.
But we are now seeing what happened in the minutes prior in this Walmart parking lot at 7900 West McNabb Road. Take a look at this dash cam video. That's the woman with the gun on the left, getting out of her car, holding a phone in her left hand and a gun in her right. A witness tells 7 News that moments before this, she'd gotten into an argument over that space with the man we see in that cell phone video. In fact, the witness says the man parked his white SUV like this.
So the man parked his car like that. And I guess he went to the store or whatever the case is. And what happened next?
Blocking the space. But minutes later, he moved.
Minutes later, he moved. So when he moved, right, he moved his vehicle and she got into the space.
She then pulls into the space. And according to the witness, she spoke briefly to the people in that white Honda.
And so she got out, spoke to the people in the Honda. And while she's speaking to them, she got her gun out. Do you see that, guys? She already escalated the situation. If it was a major issue, right, all she had to do is stay in her vehicle. Matter of fact, once the white man started coming towards her, she could have got back in her vehicle. Are y'all seeing the play? She wanted to kill somebody, guys. She wanted to use that weapon and she wanted to claim self-defense. She wanted to kill a white man. That's how it's going to look in court because her car is right there. So if the white man, and keep in mind, the white man is nowhere near her. The white man is nowhere near her. Watch what they say next.
Who the witness says told her the man was still in the parking lot.
They told her the man is still in the parking lot. Okay, you got a witness there telling the black woman the man is still in the parking lot. So he was not even there. But she came out her car with the gun. Keep that in mind, because this is how it's going to play in court. They're going to look at this and they're going to say, wait a minute, you were told by the witness that the man is still in the parking lot. So he was not near her. There was no threat, but she came out being aggressive with her gun. Do you understand that? So if the man came into her vision, right, she had the option to get into her vehicle where it is safe to call the police.
Then you see him, 62-year-old Bart DeGuglielmo, walk.
You see that? Before he came into frame, she already saw him. Why didn't she just go in her car, guys? Why the woman did not just go into her car? Because now she's making it seem like, oh, my life is in danger. And let me walk up and around the car. Let me play this little game, because she wanted to kill him. That's her whole goal. She wanted to take him out, gang.
Up to her. She points the gun, and for at least 30 seconds, they exchange words.
For at least 30 seconds. So once he got into frame, guys, 30 seconds, and then he was dead. 30 seconds.
At one point, he follows her as she walks around another car, still pointing the gun. He appears to walk away, but immediately...
He appears to walk away. Again, she could have gotten into her car. But no! She wanted to kill him! That's what she wanted to do! And black folk can't see that. Why? Because they're ignorant of the truth. They don't want to hear the truth, guys. This is what I keep saying, man. I really believe that the black community have a serious issue with accountability and truth, and they disregard facts, evidence. They disregard the law. They disregard video proof. They just in their emotions. How many of y'all are going to end up in prison? Because this woman going to prison. And then there's going to be another story of another black going to prison again. When are y'all going to learn? When are y'all going to learn, fam?
Immediately comes back and she fires. All this time, it appears she's still on the phone. He remains conscious on the ground as one car stops, but then keeps going. Then a second car behind them. For more than...
And another thing that she was doing, she was antagonizing the man and mocking the man while he was on the floor dying. That's another part that's going to be played in court, fam. Meaning, while the man was helpless on the ground, dying and bleeding, she was standing over him, pointing at him like, see, I told you, I told you to get away, and just doing all of it, just doing the most. That's making it look even worse on her part, gang. This woman have nothing to stand on. Nothing to stand on, fam. And it's just sick. Absolutely sick, fam. Let's see what we got in the comments. Somebody said self-hatred at the highest level. So let me get this straight. So you said self-hatred at the highest level. So logically, based on your comment, you're assuming that there's some sort of self-hate on my part because I'm speaking against a black woman who's clearly in error. Then you have somebody named, who's this? Shaquella, whatever their name is. Shaquella, what in the world you said here? What is this? Let me shout out these super chats before they disappear. Shout out to Matthew for the $20 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Says, this is why when I order for groceries, I just have it delivered. I don't even go out in public trying to shop like that. I don't blame you. That's the best way to go. Either that or pickup. You know what I'm saying? Because depending on your situation, if you want to pay the fee for them to deliver, cool. And you just give a tip to the driver. But in most cases, I would just order online and just go pick up your groceries. That way, you don't got to deal with all the drama. You just go to the pickup spot. And, you know, when you go to the parking spot, that's a designated parking spot. So it's not like you got to fight over the parking spot when you're picking up your groceries. But that's the best option. You know, just have it delivered to the house, man. Avoid the drama. Shout out to Shapira for the $4.99. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. And shout out to Jay Wash. I had forgot about one of your super chats in yesterday's live stream, Jay Wash. My bad on that, but I seen it on the replay. But shout out to you for the $10 support. Says prison time. Where was her husband? If her husband was there, it wouldn't have went down like that. Of course, he would have told her to stay in the car. See, this is why women need men, because women are going to operate by emotion. That's why she got out the car. She got out the car because of emotions. A man would have stayed in the car. Forget all of that nonsense. If the white man is not, he could stay out the car doing whatever. It's a public parking lot. The white man could walk around yelling and screaming all he wants. I think people forget about that. People forget that when you are in a public parking lot, it's a public parking lot. That's why a lot of you folks that are caught up on, well, he's walking around her. He could walk around wherever. It's a public parking lot. Y'all got to understand that. It's a public parking lot. Do you understand? Your car could be anywhere. His car could be anywhere. He could walk wherever he want to walk. She could go in her car. Always remember that. She's holding a gun. She has the upper hand. He don't have a gun. Her life is not in danger. I think people keep forgetting all this stuff. They acting like this man could have killed her. I'm seeing people doing videos and they're saying, well, he's a man because he can beat her up and he's a this and she got a gun. He not doing nothing to her. Do you understand me? He not doing nothing to her. She got a gun. She got the upper hand. She got the high deck of cards. Do you understand me? It doesn't matter if he's 250 pounds, 6'5". He cannot do nothing against a gun. Do you understand that? So I don't know why people going around talking about, well, he shouldn't have been walking up on a woman because these white men, they keep walking up on women and everybody praising her, but she going to prison. Are y'all going to visit her? This doesn't make any sense, man. Why can't we look at the law and judge things properly, man? And you wondering why there were no black jurors on the Carmelo Anthony case, man. You folks got to learn how to judge things properly and stop being partial in judgment, bruh. It's like y'all just want to judge something because somebody black and defend them when they're killers. You can't do that, man. When are we going to be civilized, man, and make good decisions? You got a gun doesn't mean you get out your car. Listen, I can have my gun and know I can unalive somebody, but I don't want to. I don't want to go through all of this. I don't want to be around police. I don't want to be at no courtroom. I don't want to be fighting for my freedom. I don't want to do that. As a gun owner, you got to understand how to walk away. Use all the options available to de-escalate and avoid drama, man. Y'all think because you own a gun that you just pull it out like somebody is going to just be scared because you pull out a gun. He wasn't scared of no gun. He wasn't scared of a gun. Y'all don't know what that man was saying. He probably kept telling that woman, put down that gun. Why are you pointing a gun at me? You don't know what that man was saying. But because he's white, you figure, well, he was trying to kill her. Her life was in danger. No way. She's holding a gun. Her life is not in danger. He don't got a knife. He don't got a gun. He's just verbally talking. She's going to prison, man. There's no self-defense. Well, why did the police let her walk? Why did the police let her go home? That's proper procedure. They did that with the white guy who shot the black guy to death. They did that with him too. He was released. He was able to go home too. But then later on, once they did all their investigation, because they got other footage, they got more witnesses, then they bring those charges. They always bring charges, but they'll let you go home. But trust me and believe that they're going to pick her up. She going to prison. There's no escaping this, man. There is no escaping this situation, man. That woman going to prison. Let's see. Shout out to Terry. Shout out to Terry for the $10 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Terry says it's not self-defense. If you hop out the car waving a gun while talking trash and visibly angry, that's right. That's that. Listen, when I tell you, man, at Terry, when they play this in court, she ain't going to have no excuse. And that's the part where black people mess up. And we're going to see more black folk go to prison because these influencers are lying to you. I didn't even get to Tariq Nasheed yet, guys. We too busy focusing on this video, bro. We're going to get to Tariq Nasheed in a minute, so be patient, guys. Yeah. Once the court see this tape and they see that she came out the car angry, brandishing a gun and pointing it at people, because you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to point a gun. Guys, I don't see. Let me explain this, because I seen somebody post this in one of my previous live stream yesterday. Somebody had post something. I'm not sure if they post a comment or I responded to them on the live stream, but somebody said something along the lines of something in regards to the gun, right? And I had to correct them about how if you're pointing a gun at somebody, right, you can't do that. Your gun is supposed to be, tucked away, and you can have your hand near where your gun is, but you're not supposed to be pointing your gun at somebody. Once you're doing that, you already crossed over the line, because they're not holding a weapon. They're not holding a gun. So once you start brandishing that weapon, man, you already crossed that line. And I was talking about gun safety and proper training. And I made the person understand that just because you can go to Home Depot and buy power tools, it doesn't mean you know how to use the tools. So like a gun, anybody in the South can go to a gun store as long as they don't got no felons and all that other mess. Anybody can go get a gun. They sell guns all the time. They'll be happy to sell you a gun. Any gun. They'll treat you nice in a gun store. You ever go out to the gun stores in the South? They be helping you all nice and friendly. They let you help hold all the guns and, feel good while holding these weapons and stuff, But at the same time, you need training on how to use that weapon. And I think that a lot of people that are gun owners, they don't have no training. Not only training, no education. So when they buy these weapons, they figure, well, I could just do whatever I want. And they break the law. Just like when you get your driver's license, you have to understand traffic safety, traffic signs, road signs. You have to understand what you can and can't do. These are things you're supposed to know to make you a good driver. Well, to be a good gun owner, right, you have to have training. You have to know how to shoot. Half of these people that own guns never been to the range, so they don't even know how to shoot, right? They don't understand stand your ground. They never had no class, no instructors. They never had no formal education. So this is why we get these kind of problems. Because if you have this training, you would know what to do. So when she was in her car and arguing out the window, her training should have kicked in and tell her stay in the car. You already got your gun. So it's not like he gonna come over to the car and break the window and do all of that other stuff. Then you have grounds to use whatever force you need to use, because now he's breaking into the car with a damn sledgehammer. So at that point, that sledgehammer breaking the windshield, you in the car with your kids, you got your gun, stand your ground, castle doctrine. Oh yeah, all the circumstances are connected and prepared for you to use deadly force. Yeah. But when you step out the car to use intimidation, you're angry, you're yelling and screaming, and you're brandishing a gun, there is no self-defense at this point, because you're the aggressor. You came out with the gun. He did not come out with a gun. You understand? Let's go.
2 minutes, pedestrians and cars go by. The man was alternately sitting up and lying down, but he would later die at the hospital. Deputies arrived roughly 3 minutes after the shooting, and that woman, we're told, is claiming self-defense.
She's claiming self-defense. Now, let's get into Tariq Nasheed's video, guys. Let's get this thing going. Let's get to that. He's playing the news clip, but notice in his video, guys, I want you to pay attention. At no point did Tariq Nasheed talk about the fact that the woman got out the car with the gun. He totally omitted that from the story. Why? Because he's grifting. And when you're grifting, you got to make it look like the white man is the aggressor and he's the demon in order to get black people to side with your video. Let's go.
She's not in jail. Prosecutors will decide if she should face criminal charges or not.
Let me fast forward it. Get away from that garbage music. Let's go.
All right, let's get this thing cracking. All right, I'm in here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back in LA too. I'm back home, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, the voice that you're hearing in the background, guys, besides my voice, that is Tariq Nasheed. He is the leader of the FBA movement. They call themselves Foundational Black Americans. It's a hate group that pretty much is predominantly on social media. It's a social media hate group that they frequent platforms, and if you don't agree with them, they call you a tether, a coon, Sambo, and they try their best to get black people to hate you. That's why it's a hate group, because if we really were all brothers and sisters, right, you would not be hating me. You would be trying to educate me to understand your movement. But instead, once you disagree with the movement, you're met with hostility, hatred, and even violence, guys. Like literally, these people will unalive you. So Tariq Nasheed is a former pimp who was out there degrading women and hustling, just a pimp, a very, very horrible individual. And now he turned leader on social media, and he got a lot of black people under strong delusion. So let's hear his take as he defends the woman who killed the white man. Let's go.
Shout out to Tulsa. Shout out to Tulsa. Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to Alabama.
Let me get past all of this. Let me fast forward it.
Bowley. Well, can I shout out some of you? Talk about, ladies and gentlemen, there's a situation
Okay, here we go.
down in Florida. Somebody called in about it last night. I needed to see it. I saw the video. There was a sister who had to use lethal self-defense.
Notice he called her a sister, as if though we all get along, like we're all, brothers and sisters, because you notice how it is in the black community. They call each other brothers and sisters, even though we hate each other. Let's go.
Against a white man who was accosting her, coming up on her, running up on her.
Notice you never hear Tariq Nasheed talk about black men killing black men. You never hear him talk about it. It's not important. Just like Willie D. Live, they never talk about black people killing black people. It's always somebody that's white. Like just lately, Willie D talking about a white woman who grabbed some black kid at a sporting game or some nonsense. Everything that have to do with white and black, that's what they talk about. They never talk about black on black crime. Never.
Have y'all seen the video? Yeah, down in Florida at a Walmart, in a parking lot, looks like a road rage incident. This guy, this white male, his name was what's his name? Digliazamo, something like that. He's 62 years old, Bart Digliazamo, something. I can't pronounce his last name. But it turned into a verbal argument with this sister over a parking space. Looked like the guy parked in front of the sister, and then he got out and started barking at her and all that. So she had to get out with her thing to let him know that, hey, this ain't going to be what you think it's going to be. And she had her gun, and he's walking up on her.
Notice how he just said she got out with her gun. This is supposed to be the educated man the black community follow. This guy's an idiot. Like, he literally just ignored and omitted the fact that this woman got out of her vehicle, which is supposed to be the safe place, and decides to point guns at the guy. Now, I want you to think about this, guys. Now, if you look at the image on the screen, right? If you look at how that image looked, that's exactly how the situation played out. Her car is there. She gets out her car, right? Rather than staying in her car, she gets out the car to face the threat. And then want to claim self-defense when she could have just stayed in her car with her gun. He can't get in that car, guys. He can't get in the car. And if he try and he start breaking the windshield and you see him with a weapon in his hand, now you can use deadly force, fam. Now you can use deadly force, fam. Because now your life may feel is in danger because you're in a confined space inside the car and there's a man with a sledgehammer busting the windshield. So at this point, man, I don't got no other options. I can either unalive him with my gun or I can drive off and run him over. I got two options. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to use one of them. And if I got a dash cam, it's even better. I recommend everybody go out and buy a dash cam for your car. Effective immediately. Right? This is why you're supposed to have a dash cam on your vehicle. Front, rear, and cabin. 3 cameras. Because when things like this pop off, you need to make sure that you're on point, guys. Because why? If your dash cam is rolling, you could be in your car just talking and it's recording you. It's recording you. That's right. That's right. Timestamp, date. You could be like, look, I got my gun. I'm in my car. The person is literally outside. They got a sledgehammer. They're approaching my car right now. My family, my kids is in the car. Everything's going to align with self-defense. You'll be good to go. You're not going to be convicted of anything, guys. Trust and believe me. I understand the law. But now when you step out your car and you brandishing a gun, you escalated the situation. So you forfeit self-defense. Let's get back to Tariq Nasheed. Let's go.
She's backing up. He keeps walking up on her. Looks like he's trying to walk up on her so he can take her gun.
No, that's what he's saying. Do you see what he's doing, guys? He's telling black people that the white guy was looking like he's trying to walk up on her to take her gun. That wouldn't happen if she stay in her car. This is how it's going to play out in court. If you're in your car, he can't take your gun. It's not like she was out the car already. She was in her car and she came out to escalate the situation. She came out because she wanted to kill somebody, guys. That's how she wanted to do. But nobody's talking about that. Shout out to Shrimp for the $2. Says exactly. Let's see what else we got. Shout out to Terry again for the $5. Says this way I never wanting to be held to account because of color is why so many of us brothers and sisters are not free, but chained up in prison. And this is why, guys, this is why I stay out of the way. Because I understand the system, bro. I understand the system. And I just understand not to put myself in these circumstances, man. Once I run out of options, then I can use deadly force. But other than that, I'm not pulling guns. I'm not doing this. Even if I got my gun, I'm not doing all this extra stuff. Because why? The law is the law, man. You make any mistake while holding a gun, you will get charged, man. You will get charged, especially with witnesses and cameras and everything all around. You better play your cards right before you make a move.
And the sister kept giving him warnings. She kept backing up. She kept retreating, which in Florida, you have no duty to retreat. You can stand your ground, but she, even with her weapon.
Do you hear this fool? He said that she ain't have to retreat when she got out the car to escalate the problem. And this is the leader that you guys are following. When I tell you that Tariq Nasheed is a grifter, he don't love black people, and he's responsible for helping black people go to prison. Think about how many young black men listen to Tariq Nasheed, take his advice, and end up in prison. Think about it.
She was still backing up, giving that man every chance and opportunity to get the hell on about his...
Notice another uneducated person in the live chat. Who's this? Michelle says he had a right. What? He had a right to have what? Wait. He had a right to have a weapon, but he didn't. What are you talking about? I don't know, man. You got to check your grammar and get everything straightened out before you comment or something. I don't know. This is crazy, bro. I'm trying to read some of these comments. I can't even read the damn comments.
Business. He kept running up on the sister, so she had to do what she had to do. And
he wasn't running up on the sister. That's another thing I keep hearing people say. They keep saying the man was running up on the sister. Another thing they say is he was chasing her around the vehicle. That's another lie. He was chasing and chasing. No, that's not what was happening, guys. He wasn't chasing. He was walking around. Pacing is the proper term. He was pacing around back and forth. She was the one pointing a gun at him as if though he had a weapon. Like he's a machine. It don't make no sense when all she had to do is just go in her car and drive off. That's the thing that's crazy about this. You have a vehicle which you're safe inside. You get out because you wanted to shoot the man. That lady was angry with white people. That lady had a vendetta. That lady is most likely a racist. Yes, most likely. She had an issue with white people for a long time, fam. And she didn't want to let this one get away. She felt like, hey, I'm in Florida. I can use my weapon and I'll just like put him in a situation where I can be able to use my weapon. You don't think the law understand that people do that stuff too? This is why I always tell black folk, right? Let's say, for example, let's say you're dealing with an unhinged white guy who's a racist, right? And I'm not saying white people are racist. I'm saying, let's just say you're dealing with an unhinged white man who's a racist who don't like black people, right? And for whatever reason, he's pretty much, I guess, trying to get you to do something so that he can use that weapon. As a black man or woman, you got to understand how the game works. I understand. Sometimes what people will do, they understand the law and they'll get you to play your hand to get you to put yourself in a situation for them to use that gun on you because of your ignorance of the law. Meaning, in order for it to be self-defense, they will get you to make a move to set the stage so that the circumstances will fit perfectly for them to unalive you and then claim self-defense because of your lack of knowledge. So you got to know how to walk away and don't escalate the situation. I understand how this works. You know, I talk to black folk, I talk to white folk about stuff like this. You understand? I worked with white people that were racists, and they told me things that they do. They said, yeah, I'll let a ninja, and they didn't use the word ninja, they used the N word for real. And they said, I would let them do this and do that, and then I'll do whatever I got to do and call the cops and get them arrested and trap them into a situation they didn't even understand. And I'm listening and I'm just taking notes like, okay, all right. Okay, I see. And then I already know all of this stuff because I'm smart. You just got to know the law and don't play in their hand. So when we look at this situation, what the black woman was doing, she was doing the same thing. The black woman got out the car with her gun, already forfeited self-defense, and she lured the guy in because she knew he had some sort of mental issues. When you see a guy pacing around back and forth, he's not acting normal. At that moment, you got to conclude this guy's an NPC. Let me get in my car and go away. You know, let me do what I got to do because this person is unhinged. There's something wrong with them mentally. It's like black people can't even tell when somebody having mental health issues. That's why I stay away from people, because a lot of people are crazy. They are a lot. A lot of people are crazy. You have somebody in the live chat says, bro, you clearly have no self-respect. Really? What makes you come to that conclusion? Because I'm speaking the truth? I have self-respect for me. It seems like you have an issue because you have no accountability for yourself and your actions. You says, if you were a man, you would have fought them for saying that. Fought them for saying what? Guys, are you hearing how this NPC is talking in the live chat? They said, if I were a man, you would have fought them for saying that. So let me get this straight. You want me to go fight somebody because I was at the job talking to a racist person and they said X, Y, and Z, and I'm supposed to fight them? Why would I do that for? They're not talking to me because I'm not a so-called N-word. And if you hear any explosions and bombs and stuff, guys, because people outside, 4th of July time and stuff like that. I mean, the whole house going to be shaking because out here in the South, fam, I don't know what kind of bombs. I don't know if they be throwing grenades. I don't know. But they be going in out here, fam. They don't play with this 4th of July stuff. Man, I just stay inside where it's safe. Whole house be shaking, fam. Like for real. But yeah. So this person seems to be upset with me, guys. Typical of what I got to deal with on social media. It says, if you were a man, you would have fought them for saying that. See, if you were a man, you would not escalate situations. Because if I'm on the 9 to 5, I'm trying to keep my job. Right? I'm not emotional like you. The N-word does not bother me. I don't care about those things. Listen, I am cut from a whole different cloth. I am not like you ninjas on social media. I don't care about all this racist stuff. I got bills to pay. I got a family to provide for. I'm 49. I don't give two F's about none of that stuff. I'm concerned about my peace, my energy, and my solitude. That's it. I don't got time for all of that stuff. When you get to a certain age, fam, you start to understand life for what it is, and you realize that everything else is a joke. A lot of people like to keep you oppressed by making you feel like you need to be out here fighting people all day. And we're seeing people getting unalive because of that. It's just dumb stuff, man. It don't make no sense at all. This FBA group, man, these folks is a militant group. And all they focus on is violence, guys. It's like, it's really, really sick. Think about this. To you FBA guys and girls, right? Why is it that you guys only be on social media arguing with people all day? How is it that you never see your group of FBAs in the community actually building businesses, stores, houses? It's like you guys just come on social media to argue with people all day. That's all I see you guys do. Like, you guys don't do any work in the community. There's nothing that you folks do. Just come online, arguing and waiting for reparations from the white man. You know how sad it looks to be a black man, black woman, and you online just waiting for reparations? Anyway, man, let's get back to the content. Hit the like button, guys. Let's see what we got. Let me make sure I check these likes to see how the likes are liking. We got 258 in the building, only 163 likes. Guys, we need the likes to match the views, right? If you want to support the shows to help the platform grow, if you believe in truth, if you're a logical thinking person, if you're educated, if you believe in justice, hit the like button. We need like-minded people, guys. Guys that are civilized, women that are civilized, people that understand the law, real gun owners that understand their rights, right? We need you folks to support the work. Why? Because we have a lot of negative people, guys, that frequent the platform because they hate people like me that actually speaks the truth. So hit the like button, support the show. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
Hot things off on him and put him on down. And thankfully, the sister has not been arrested. I mean, this is a clear stand your ground case.
What?
But the YT supremacists online, boy, they are complaining.
Notice how he called the white people the YT supremacists. I told you, Tariq Nasheed is a racist, man. Why in the black community we can't accept the fact that black people could be racist too? Why? Matter of fact, let me see if I can do this real quick. If you're white, only if you're white, I don't want nobody else focusing on this. Matter of fact, if you're white, Asian, any other ethnic group other than black people, if you are white, Asian, Russian, any other group other than black people, if you believe that black people can be racist, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Let your voices be heard, man, because I'm trying to establish a very, very serious fact. Because for some reason in the black community, they keep thinking this, they have this mindset of, well, black people can't be racist, as if though we don't have hate in us, as if though we can't hate other people. And we do it all the time. We do this all the time. And yet we'll walk around saying, nah, we can't be racist because we're black. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? We're racist all the time towards other people and other groups. We do it all the time. And yet we act like, oh, we're black. We can't do that because white people, they got money and power. As if though we don't got money and power. I mean, black women spend billions on hair, weave, and makeup. That's economic power, you know? Black men buy Jordans, rims, and cars. And designer belts, right? So we got a lot of economic power in this world. So we cannot excuse ourselves from being racist too. So this is something. See, what I want is for all other ethnic groups to not be afraid to speak your mind. I mean, as long as you're being respectful, you're not being hateful and all that other stuff, but to learn how to just speak your mind about situations. Stop being afraid of being called a racist. I get attacked every day by black people, fam, and I'm a black man. I get attacked, guys, hated by my own people, fam. At least that's what I think they are. I really don't even like saying that, my people. I'm gonna have to stop saying that my people stuff, man, because it's like I'm always attacked by them and they don't show me no love, fam. Like, really. And I'm talking about the hateful ones, not the good ones. You know what I'm saying? But in all groups, you have the trash. You know what I'm saying? You got racist whites, you got racist blacks, you got racist Asians, you got racists in every ethnic group, guys. But sadly, on social media, these influencers that are black, they try their best to communicate and convince black people that they can't be racist. And we express a lot of hatred towards other groups and we think that we good to go. And it's just really, really sad.
Boy, now they're flipping. Now, this is Florida. George Zimmerman, stand your ground, all that, where he chased down a black teenager and unalived a black teenager who was completely innocent. And they sat there and cheered that. Now we had a situation that's on film. Somebody's dash cam caught what happened.
Let me show you guys something, man, because it's like in the black community, right? They love to talk about a black person with a white person, whatever. Let me put a mirror in front of black folks. Let me put a mirror in front of them because I got to do a video about this particular situation. Let me see if I can get this on the screen for you guys, right? Let me get this on the screen. We'll put these two images on the screen. I'm going to talk about this particular issue on a later date, right? But let me put this on the screen for you guys. So we got this and we got this. So let me explain this to you, right? So now, this image here, we're going to talk about this particular video in an upcoming stream soon. I'm going to do a breakdown of that, right? This situation involves a black kid who unalived a black kid. You see that? That's right. But you won't hear Tariq Nasheed and them talking about this. Oh no. Why would they? Why would they talk about this? See? That guy with the hair, the wild hair on the left, he unalived the other kid, ambushed him in the bathroom, and shot him to death multiple times, unalived him. That's right. A black kid, I think he was 16 years old, unalive another student on school grounds. Yes, that's right. And that's him inside the interrogation room. His father's there. His mom is there. And pretty much the father was pissed off. The father obviously come from the street life, probably did a bid. He know the streets. He was trying to get his son on the right track. You could tell that the father and the mother do not live with each other. Based on the video that I've seen, the mother and father are separated, but they had to come to the precinct dealing with the son. You would never hear these black people on YouTube talking about these stories, and they happen all the time, guys. All the time. Where you have black on black crime, and yet nobody talks about this. They talk about what will enrage you. So they focus on issues pertaining to black and white because they want to rage bait you in order to keep the views and the engagement up. That's how these YouTubers do it. They want to keep you angry long enough. See, when black people hear about black people killing black people, we don't even get along. We don't get alarmed. We don't be like, wow, that's so sad what he did. We don't care unless it involves children. Then it's like, it'll be something serious. But when we hear Tyrone shot Marquise, it's like, who cares? We don't care, guys. Do you understand the black community do not care when black men kill each other? Nobody cares. Nobody. But anytime it involves a white person and a black person, that is when you see these grifters come out and begin to speak on it. Let's go.
And now they trying to flip the script. Oh no, dude, he was unarmed, dude. She got out of the car with the gun, dude. Well, so did Zimmerman.
Do you see how he just switched it up? Do you see? This is what grifters do. This is what rage baiters do. That's what race hustlers do. The topic is about the black woman, white guy. He brings up Zimmerman to remind you of Trayvon. Do you see that, guys? That is how the grifters do. And once they do that, it's sort of like hypnosis, where they use certain trigger words. And once they use those words, it get you angry. That's what they do all the time.
Zimmerman got out the damn car with the gun, and y'all said that was cool. Yeah, I don't want to hear all of these damn I'm white and I say so excuses.
But notice, he never bring up an excuse of a black on black crime. He never talks about that, guys. He got to bring up something to keep black people angry.
That sister handled her candle. She did what she was supposed to do to defend herself.
Guys, if you listen to these influencers, you're going to prison. Tariq Nasheed said that woman did what she's supposed to do. Okay, we're going to see that woman go to prison. And I want to hear what Tariq Nasheed got to say about that. Watch and see, guys. You're going to see that woman go to prison. And I want to see what Tariq is going to say about that situation. I guarantee you, he ain't going to send no money to her. Because none of these YouTubers send money to these people. All these YouTubers grifting and making up lies. They're still making videos about Carmelo Anthony, guys, till this day. Lying, manipulating for money. None of these YouTubers are attorneys or investigators. None of them are doing anything to help any cases. But they're all acting like they're investigators, even though the case is done already. He got 35. You ain't going to see these people sending money to these people when they are on trial. What they're going to do is grift to get the social media checks.
Listen, family. I think these people think the Carmelo verdict was going to have a chilling effect on all of us.
You see?
Because our good brother Carmelo.
He called him our good brother. Did you see the language, guys, of the grifter? He called Carmelo our good brother. Fuck Carmelo. Carmelo is a killer. He's not my good brother.
A child who defended himself.
A child? He's 19 years old. He's a young man. He's not a child. It's funny. He's a child, but you could go into the military. You could go into the military, 18 years old, guys. You could get into the military. But Tariq calls him a child.
From the son of a suspected white supremacist.
So now he's claiming that Austin is a white supremacist and that his father's a white supremacist. Do you see the language that they use on white people? So anybody that's white is a white supremacist. This is what black racists do on social media. And they expect white people to just stay quiet about it. Imagine if you're white and you're hearing this garbage all day. You're just hearing a black guy just calling everybody white supremacists. That stuff gets annoying after a while. And only black folk do this on social media. You don't see no other group doing this.
Who approached him unjustly, harassed.
Harassed? Nobody harassed Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo approached a tent that he didn't belong under. He was asked to leave by not only Austin, but his teammates. And he was defiant in staying where he was.
And assaulted him, and Carmelo
was never assaulted. That's nowhere in a police report. There's no such thing as anyone assaulting Carmelo Anthony. You got lion-ass YouTubers claiming that Carmelo was jumped, that he was beat up, even though when he was arrested, his arrest photo showed no signs of him being beat up. Carmelo never said he was jumped. Carmelo never said he was beat up by anyone. Nobody punched Carmelo in the face. His mom never said this. His father never said this. His attorney never said my client was attacked by a group of kids. But YouTubers keep coming online, making up lies, and you fools that keep watching them, keep helping them to get all the views and make all the money. But when I speak the truth, you hate me. Make it make sense.
Stood his ground and did what the law said. You can defend yourself. And then they threw our brother in jail as a political prisoner unjustly, trying to use the I'm white and I say so rule. The white supremacists think they think that's going to be a green light to come at us because we're going to be afraid to.
The truth, you on timeout for 5 minutes for telling somebody in a live chat to shut up. Right? Don't come in here being hostile if somebody's commenting. Right? You're telling people to shut up. Okay, now I'm going to put you on timeout so you can learn your lesson. Keep it up again, I'm blocking you. That's your first warning and your last. Next outburst, blocked. Let's get back to the content.
Defend ourselves. You know, that's not going to be the case. That's not going to be the case. That 35-year sentence handed down to Carmelo by that all-white jury, that wasn't just about punishing one teenager. That was a strategic message from the dominant society.
Do you see the mindset of this man? He's basically implying, and you have to think about this, guys. He's educating the lower level class black community. He know he got control over them. He's making them believe that the verdict against Carmelo was a strategic verdict to send a message to blacks in general. Ain't that stupid? So let me get this straight at this grifter. So you're telling me that the white power society rendered judgment against Carmelo because they wanted to send a message to black people. Okay, so what about the case of Michael Dracar? He was charged with manslaughter and basically sentenced to 20 years by a jury of his peers. Did the same dominant society send a message to the white community in regards to him? Or is that like not so? Because see, this is why, guys, you got to be careful listening to these influencers, because they are speaking to the lower level black folk, the folks that don't have no sense of whatsoever. And when it comes to Michael Dracar, there was no black people on the jury. So to all you racist blacks who love to talk about jury of your peers and where's the black jurors, there were no black people on the jury when it came to Michael Dracar. You had 6 white people and everybody else was of different ethnic groups. There was not one black person on the jury. Go look it up. And yet they sentenced the white man, in whom you call white supremacist, to 20 years. So how is it that they sentenced him to 20 years if the system is being controlled by this elite club that want to send messages to black people? I tell you, man, you keep listening to these influencers, you're just going to be just a dumbed down human being, fam. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
The system, they wanted to weaponize that conviction so they could mandate black passivity, so they could broadcast a clear threat that defending yourself against a white aggressor could cost you your freedom.
You see what he's doing?
Because again, there's an unwritten rule that has always been the rule in this society, is that black people are not supposed to use lethal force against the dominant white society, no matter what they do.
Notice how he called them the dominant society. I mean, you got to be a weak person to just be calling somebody the dominant society. Then you must be the weak society. If they're the dominant society, then you must be the weak society, right? Let's go.
There were laws literally in early America, in pre-America, stating this. A black person or a Negro is not supposed to raise their hand in defense of a white person under no circumstance. So the spirit of that law is still here, even though it's not on paper no more. And we're saying, damn that. They had a miscalculation of the chilling effect, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you see, they think.
Who's fending off hate? You talking about Tariq Nasheed fending off hate? No, Tariq Nasheed stirs up hate. If Tariq Nasheed is trying to fend off hate, why he's not doing that in the black community where all the hate is? All you got to do is just go to any predominantly black community and you'll find somebody arguing and fighting. You'll find somebody fighting and somebody with a bonnet on all the time. You know? And it's just sad how black folk will sit around calling white people devils all day, but yet you don't call black people devils that are gang members and sell drugs in your community. I don't get it. You know? We got to start to call out the devils in our community too.
And watching what went down with our brother Carmelo, which we're going to still fight to get him out.
He said he's going to fight to get Carmelo out. These damn grifters, man, they be having their audience thinking that they on the ground fighting for Carmelo. Listen, Tariq is fighting for a check on YouTube. These influencers don't care about Carmelo Anthony. They care about the money they make at the end of the month. I keep telling you viewers this all the time. I'm one of the only content creators on YouTube that actually speaks the truth. Everybody else is a grifter. They don't care about the things that they talk about. They're not passionate about it. They understand that lying to viewers is how you get views. You got to lie to people, ladies and gentlemen. I don't lie. That's why I don't get hundreds of thousands of views, because I don't lie. You got to lie to get views. When you lie, you keep your engagement up. When you tell people what they want to hear, they subscribe. You get what I'm saying? For example, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Watch this, guys. Let's just say I'm talking about this situation, right? And you're a new viewer and you have no idea what I'm talking about. And you just hear me come in and I'm like this. Yo, guys, man, that black woman is innocent, bro. I don't know what the heck is going on with these people, man. You got these white men out here doing this evil and whatnot, messing with this sister. She's right for what she did, fam. You know what I'm saying? We need to stand with her. We need to support her. It is what it is. Now, let me stop. If you're a person who just walked into my live stream and you heard me talking like that and you're black, you'll probably subscribe to the channel right away because you're like, wow, he on the side of the black woman, but I'm not. I just did that reenactment to show you that on YouTube, if you play the part, if you griff, if you act like you are down for certain black people, you'll win the viewership from, you'll win the money because you'll gain all the support. That's what Tariq Nasheed is doing. That's what Umar Johnson do. That's what, what's this guy? I forgot his damn name. The so-called Ghetto Boys guy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That Willie D. That's what Willie D does. He tells black people what they want to hear. So because he do that, it resonates with them. Even though he don't care about black people, but he got to sing the language that he know is going to make you jump. You get what I'm saying? So as long as you're telling people what they want to hear, that's how you win on YouTube. You got to lie. I don't lie to people. I just speak the truth. I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if I don't get no views. I mean, I do care if I get views because that's how I earn. At the same time, if you don't like me, I can't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to compromise my integrity in order to make money or to earn. If people choose to support my platform, it's because I'm speaking the truth, not because I'm lying. If that makes sense, right? Let's go.
He's a political prisoner, and we're going to stand on business and however long it takes.
He called Carmelo a political prisoner. Did y'all hear that? He said Carmelo is a political prisoner.
To get him out of there. He shouldn't be in jail whatsoever.
Wow.
But they want people to now, black folks, to second guess their right to self-preservation.
Listen, he said Carmelo shouldn't be in prison right now. Guys, if you listen to these influencers, you're going to end up in prison. I wouldn't be surprised if that black woman watches Tariq Nasheed. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a fundamental miscalculation. Survival instinct does not pause because of a legal precedent. No. A harsh sentence that might breed anger, but it's not going to override your innate human drive to protect your damn life in a life or death situation. See,
he called it a life or death situation. Carmelo Anthony was not in a life or death situation. This black woman was not in a life or death situation. Y'all got to stop or y'all going to prison.
They weaponize these self-defense laws. Let's see, the legal framework of self-defense, concepts like eminence and proportionality, and that's always interpreted through a racialized lens.
This man is not educated, guys. Listen, the longer I'm on YouTube doing this work, guys, the more I realize that a lot of these black men that you see talking, they're not educated men. They're idiots. They're idiots with microphones, and they come online, they put on suits and ties, and they dress themselves up to make themselves look intelligent and trustworthy, but they're devils. They're wolves in sheep's clothing.
Black person asserts himself with self-defense, the system automatically shifts the burden of treating their fear as illegitimate and the aggressor's actions justified. We know the rules are different, and we have to factor that into our reality. That doesn't change our response to an immediate threat. You understand? See, the thing is, if you look at the archives of history, this isn't a new tactic. The criminalization of black self-defense, that's been a structural pillar for centuries.
I mean, this guy sound crazy, bro. I mean, what is he talking about, fam? Like, seriously. And he just be brainwashing the viewers, man.
This Anthony case and others, that's the modern iteration of using the judicial system to try to strip away the right of us to arm ourselves for self-preservation. Just like with the Black Panthers. Again, out here in California, I always bring this up. In California,
oh, boy.
You could have guns. You can openly carry in California. This is the Wild Wild West. Come on now. This is the Wild West. Literally the Wild West. When people just had guns on holsters out here walking up in a saloon. That was the West was built on that. The cowboy and all that stuff. You can openly carry your guns. When the Black Panthers did it, there's wait a minute now. Oh, we got to change. They immediately changed the damn law. You understand? This is why I say we as foundational Black Americans, we are pivotal to all the laws in this country. When I say we're foundational to everything, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you see how he's brainwashing black people, saying that they're foundational Black Americans, they're this? He's the one programming them to think the way they think. Because most black folk don't educate themselves. They look for people like him to be their leader. You have to understand, this guy has a large following of people who worship him, guys. There's some of his followers that are tuning in right now, watching me, and they're mad. They don't like the fact that I'm talking about their leader, their God. You know, they worship this guy, fam. Like, for real, whatever he say, they just take it in.
All the laws and everything ultimately revolve around us. Y'all know that? Do y'all really, I really want y'all to understand that part of the game. But the thing is, man, when you're confronted with an immediate physical threat, the decision-making process, man, it's very binary. You survive or become a damn victim.
There was no threat when it came to the woman that shot the white guy. There was no threat. There was no threat of death, nothing. She stepped out of her car with her gun to confront the man, and then she set the stage up where the man is walking around. She already know he's on edge, and she used that to her advantage to justify killing him because she wanted to kill him. Let's go.
The dominant society, they theorize that the threat of a courtroom will make a black person choose to be a damn victim. That's a delusion. When faced with violence, people, we're going to do whatever we need to do necessary to neutralize the threat, including lethal force.
Sandra, why are you saying, can you play the video, Ringo? Are you telling me how to do my job? Are you telling me because I'm stopping the talk that it's annoying you? Because if that's the case, I'm going to add you to the block list. And I don't care if you've been a supporter. I don't care if you watch the platform. Do not ever tell me how to do my job. Do you understand? Do not tell me how to do my job.
Yeah. because dealing with a biased court is still better than being in a damn casket. You understand? And because the judicial system, they refuse to validate black self-defense, the strategy, we just can't rely on the courts for justice. I mean, if you have an immediate threat, you got to do what you have to do. You got to do what you got to do. And here's the thing. The white supremacists are very cowardly. As we saw with the Chud, the builders and people like that, they let him run around with that damn gun threatening people and calling them the N-word. They let him run around and do all that.
Do you see how he's talking about something else, guys? And look, guys, when you watch my content, right, you guys have to pay attention, man, because this content is for intelligent people, man. When I tell you I'm alone in this world, bro, like for real, it is a very lonely place when you're a smart man. You're intelligent, you're able to see things, and everybody around you is foolish and dumb and slow, and nobody pays attention to the videos. Nobody's listening. Everybody just running their mouth. Nobody's listening to learn nothing. They're just waiting to be disappointed. Nobody's listening. Nobody's trying to learn nothing. That's a problem. You know? When you listening to this content, man, you got to listen like you're in school and you're trying to pass an exam, because I'm telling you, these influencers are brainwashing people and they're making people dumber. They're not making people smarter. People like Tariq Nasheed is dumbing down black people. My job is to debunk all of these lies and all this mess that he's putting out here when it comes to this case, because a lot of people are going to watch his platform. They're going to become NPCs and they're going to start to regurgitate all the trash that he already said. And you're going to see this all over YouTube. These black influencers are going to take advantage of these black folk and have them out here repeating garbage. They're going to be like, no, the lady was innocent. Self-defense. She's our sister. She was approached by the man. Nobody's going to talk about the things that I talked about. Nobody's going to say why she got out the car. Nobody's going to say why she's brandishing a weapon. Nobody's going to say why she's being an aggressor. Nobody's going to question that she didn't use no options to de-escalate, to drive away, to stay in her car, to call the police. That woman never called the police, guys. While she had that cell phone in her hand, she never called the police. She never did, fam. And it's just sick. That whole time, her arguing with that man, she did not one time call the police. The police were called by somebody else once she shot. You understand? It don't make no sense. Well, let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
Shit, knowing what he was going to do, like a coward. The only problem with Chud pulling what he pulled was what he did it on the grounds of a courthouse. I want y'all to understand how important that is. And I broke that down before. That's the only problem. Because understand this, the dominant society, they got these little janky rules. I won't even say they're unwritten. They're written. With the Constitution, they did all kind of weird interpretations of the Constitution. It's supposed to be enforced in one way, but then they start breaking it down in different ways. Like there was a case, I think it was called the Slaughterhouse case, where they interpreted the 14th Amendment and all that, equal protection under the law. They said, well, there's two forms of the law. There's national law and then there's state law.
Check out this person at the bottom that says, the police don't protect us black folk. I mean, like, why do y'all say these type of things? Like, what kind of world y'all live? Bro, that's why I don't want to be around none of y'all, bro. Like, y'all weird, man. Like, I don't understand. What do you mean the police don't protect? Man, I protect myself. What are you talking about? The police don't protect us black folk. Really? They don't protect y'all? What are you talking about? If you're a criminal, why would the police protect you? You know, the police is here to enforce the law. I think that you guys forget about that. They're here to enforce the law. That's what they do. You know, they enforce the law. You're waiting for them to protect you. How about you protect yourself by following the law? You know what I'm saying? Follow the law. Just that simple. If you follow the law and you're doing the right thing, you stay out of the way, you stay out of trouble. It is what it is. You're good to go. You don't have to deal with the police. You folks that think like that, you have this inferiority complex, man. It's a sickness, man. It's a victimhood mentality. You don't have, listen, white folk don't walk around thinking like that. You don't see Asian folk walking around like, oh, you know, police, they don't care about us. I don't understand. I open Chinese restaurant, they don't worry about us people. You know? You don't see the Nigerian man talking like that. Undumbi, you know, I speak to your mother. And you know the police, they don't really care about us, you know. Oh, the policeman, you know, I was talking to my son. And your mother, she tell me that you doing bad in school. You know, as your father, Undumbi, you must listen to your mother. Oh. Yo, this is crazy, man. You don't see nobody else talking like that, fam. But usins. We the only ones that walk around talking about the police don't care about us. You know, they don't protect us. What happened to Jesus? I thought the black church believe in Jesus. Jesus. I thought y'all believe in Jesus. Y'all don't believe in Jesus no more?
Jesus, my Lord, my Jesus, amen. You know, my Jesus, amen, in church. You know, the Lord will make a way.
Y'all be in church and whatnot, praising the Lord, talking about the angels protecting y'all and all this stuff. How come the angels never protect the black community from Tyrone and all the shootings? You never see the angels protecting the black community, fam. Why is that? Where God at? The black church always talking about God and Jesus, and you never see the angel delivering nobody. I keep telling you, man, religion is the biggest hustle in the world, fam. They always bamboozling people, man, left and right, talking about bring your money to the church. Ha! Bring your money down, amen. Bring your money down. Welcome, everybody, to the church. My name is Pastor Leroy, and I welcome you to Presbyterian Baptist Church. I want everybody in my church to bring down them tithes from the front row to the back row. Bring your money down. That's right. Jesus. Amen. He loves you. Yes, amen. I want all of you to write your checks out right now. Yes, amen. Write those checks out. You know what I mean? Look, you got somebody in the chat says, this not funny. It's always a party pooper in the building. It's always a doof in the building. Who's mad? Yeah, let me get this straight. You're in your feelings. He's hurt, guys. He's a newbie. His diaper is wet. It's always some doof in the building, fam, who's just mad at the world. I bet you're just jealous. You're jealous, right? He's jealous.
He's jealous. You're a jealous guy. You're a jealous guy. You are a jealous guy. Yeah, you are a jealous guy. Jealous guy. You're a jealous guy.
You ever been around them people that just miserable guys? You ever had like a neighbor who's just miserable all the time? No sense of humor, just dried up. You know what I'm saying? Just dried up, dude. Sad situation, fam. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
So the national law can't step on the state law. So if I'm trying to make it plain, so I'm just not talking a bunch of legal.
Notice this idiot says Ringo isn't funny. If he was, he would be a comedian. I don't want to be a comedian. Listen, by the pure fact you're watching my live show, guy, you like my content. You're here. You're here. That's no different. We at the comedy club and you're inside the club. If you don't like my show, why are you here? You're helping to keep my engagement up by being here. You would have been exit the building already, doofball. He's a doofball! A doofball!
Least. So back after slavery, after the 14th Amendment was implemented.
Listen, man, I don't know why Tariq Nasheed talking all this mess about the 14th Amendment and this and that. People trying to pay bills out here. Nobody got time for all of that stuff, man. That's why I keep telling. I cannot stand this mess, bruh. I cannot stand it. He likes to keep black people at the bottom and keep them dumbed down. And I realize that about these influencers on YouTube.
Supposed to give black people equal protection. The federal government was supposed to protect black people, which they did for a certain period.
Oh, boy.
But then they started reinterpreting that state law and national law, states' rights and all that bullshit.
Listen, why can't black folk just live their life, go to work, live in peace, and just do their own thing and stop worrying about all this stuff? Y'all not realize y'all got one life to live? I'm 49, and I've been on Earth for 49 years, and I understand, fam, that life is short, and you don't really got time for all this BS, man. Like, seriously, man, you got to live your life, bruh, and stop worrying about stuff you got no control over. Listen, I don't make the laws. I can't control how people think about me. I can't control the weather. I just got to just live and do the best that I can, fam. And I think that a lot of these influencers are training black people to think like slaves. They keep them at the bottom. They keep them fearing everybody else. And it just makes them insecure. And it's just sad. It's just like black folk who walk in nice upscale stores and they start feeling intimidated and feeling like they're being watched. That's a problem you got, because in most cases, they're not watching you. You're bringing that negative attention your way because you look suspicious. Have it ever dawned on you that you attract things to your life? If you walk in a store and you feel some type of way and you feel like a thief, you're sending signals throughout that store where security is going to be on to you. And you may not even be stealing nothing, but because you walking around with this feeling of I'm being watched and everybody's thinking I'm stealing something, then the security going to be watching you like you're stealing something, because that's how you walk around. You walk around, you put a target on your back. You know what I'm saying? There's such thing as energy, man. And sometimes you let off that energy and it attracts people and it attracts circumstances towards you. You got to be careful with how you think about yourself.
So when a white lynch mob would lynch a black person, and then you try to take it to the federal government, they said, hey, well, that's a state issue.
This man talking about lynchings, bro. He's acting as if though black people getting lynched on trees every day, and we need to be on the lookout for these lynchings, bro. Like, we got to stop this poison, toxic stuff.
Because this Constitution has to be implemented if there's the state violating somebody's rights. You understand? But if a private citizen wants to go and lynch people, well, we can't do it either. The state got to take care of that. But if an institution like the police or whatever, they are unjustly unaliving people, then we have to step in as the federal government. But if they're doing it as private individuals, they can knock themselves out. All right. And so that's just a rudimentary way of me explaining it. So with Chud the Builder, like I keep saying, if Chud just caught some black person in an alley and unalived him, he would have gotten away with it. The fact that he did it on government ground, now the government is responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? They can't just look the other way. He did this on government ground. They're forced to put his ass in jail for that. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Anthony for the Cash App. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Let me get back to the content. Appreciate that. Yeah, she's definitely going to jail. Let's go.
So these different reinterpretations of the law is very important to understand. And again, it's important to understand when we're dealing with these cowardly white supremacists, because they understand these laws protect their cowardice to a certain degree.
Do you see how he keep talking about white supremacists? So what exactly is his movement really about? It's recruiting an army on social media to hate white people. That's all it is, guys. Once you understand how the grift work, you realize how people like Tariq Nasheed, Umar Johnson, Willie D. Live, and the various other grifters on YouTube, how they stay in business and keep the black dollars coming in. They got to keep you hating white people in order to survive. That's just the way it goes. They never talk about nothing else. It's always a white on black situation. And they're not solving no problems in the black community. You don't see Tariq solving any problems. He just runs his mouth. That's it.
This is why the white supremacists are out here trying to go after soft targets. They feel like they're losing their power. So notice they go after.
You got somebody in the chat saying, bet 100 Ringo, she's not guilty. I don't think you want to do that. Because you will lose every single time. I've been doing YouTube for years, since 2006, and I've been right every single time because I understand the law. See, I don't even have to wait for them to do anything. I already know she's going to prison because the videotape shows that she's the aggressor. And once you realize that and you put the puzzle together, that this guy was no threat to her, that she escalated the situation, she's going to prison. So save your money.
Innocent black people who don't know that they're about to be ambushed. They go after special needs black people like Jordan Neely. They run up and choke him from the back.
Do you see how he's bringing up Daniel Neely, the white guy that choked out the Michael Jackson impersonator? And you know what's so crazy? A lot of black folks, they come to my platform, right? And they be like, oh, so you side with the white man that killed the Jordan brother? Not realizing I already made videos about that when that happened about 3 or 4 years ago. I already covered that case. And I defended the black guy who was choked out. I defended him in that case. But yet you got black folk, they think that all I do is defend the white man, like I'm defending the white man. I don't defend nobody unless they're a victim. Whether you're white or black, I stand for justice. Like whenever it's a white person who's a victim, if they see me make content, they assume I'm being paid by the white man. If I'm being paid by the white man, they must not be paying me enough. Because I got bills to pay. So obviously, they not paying me at all. You understand? But this is what black folk do on social media. They always call you agents. They'll say you're getting paid, and then they always pocket watching you. They watch everything. They try to count how much money you make. These people are weird. They're weirdos. And most of these people don't even support you. They don't even understand that you got bills, you got light bill, you got this, you got to do these things, but they don't ever think about supporting what you do. But when I speak the truth, I get hated all the time, guys. And it's not fun. There's no reward in being hated all the time. You don't earn money when you're hated. You see? You don't earn money when you're hated. You earn money when you're loved. That's how you earn money. When you're loved. Now, I got supporters that support me every now and then when they can. At the same time, when you are a grifter and you pander towards the black community, that's how you make money. Because you got to tell them what they want to hear. Once you do that, they're going to love you, man. You know how much money you can make being a grifter on YouTube? You can make a lot of money, fam. Let me time this demon out named Mook. I'm going to time you out, let's see, for 24 hours. 24-hour timeout. Woo, I didn't even block you. You could come back on the next stream. I timed them out for 24 hours, bro. That's crazy, man. I never timed nobody out. I'm now using these features on YouTube. You gotta wait till the next day to comment.
You know how cowardly that Daniel Penny shit was? That's the most cowardly shit ever to me. Sneaking up on somebody from behind and choking them out because they're yelling on a train.
But here's the thing, guys. And I agree that Daniel Penny, was wrong, right? I agree. At the same time, why do they keep bringing up these stories? How come they never bring up a story with a black on black guy that killed a black guy? How come they always rub it in with what a white guy did to a black guy as if though because the white guy did that to the black guy, he did that to all of us? Are y'all getting the psychological mind game he's playing? When he bring up a situation of a white man doing something to a black man, it is the equivalent of saying it was done to all of us. So we all should be angry. We should be angry with Zimmerman because what he did to this kid, Trayvon, he did it to all of us. So we need to be angry. What Penny did to Jordan, it affected all of us. We need to be angry. This is what they do to make black people get angry, to hate white people. And in the end, these influencers make all the money. That's how they get down.
So they like to go after women and children. You understand? See, the white supremacist predators, they don't seek fair fights. They seek the path of least resistance. Just like with Chud the Builder. Chud the Builder had a gun and he tried to ambush your brother, still got his ass whooped. Shot a brother and the brother still whooped his ass while he was shot.
Do you see how he's bringing up this Chud the Builder guy? Can you guys see the grift? Could y'all see it? It's so plain as day and people still can't see how they work.
You understand? That was an L for white supremacy. That's why they went and put him they said, we'll put your ass in jail. You couldn't even do that right. You making white supremacy look bad. You gonna shoot somebody and he still whoop your ass. You see?
Anybody he used as an example is gonna always be white against black, white against this, white against a Mexican, white against that. They never focus on black, never. With all the stuff happening in the black community every day, right? How come Tariq Nasheed not talking about this? How come he's not talking about the black kid that unalived another student in school? They like to bring up, what's that guy? What's that situation that happened with the white kid that got, I think he got 10 years for manslaughter or something like that. And he killed the Mexican dude. I think he stabbed him in school. What is it, Cyrus or something? I'm not sure. Y'all know the story. They keep comparing it to the Carmelo Anthony case. They never bring up this. They never bring up the fact that this black kid shot another black kid in school to death. They don't compare that to Carmelo Anthony. They don't even do that because this black kid was claiming self-defense. The black kid with the crazy hair, he was claiming self-defense when he ambushed the other black kid in the bathroom in school. And it's on camera. It's on camera, guys. You see him chasing the kid around the school, shooting him, and yet he claims self-defense. Nah, he gone, fam. His life is over. But you won't hear Tariq Nasheed talking about that one bit. You know? Shout out to XSAD57 for the $20 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Why don't they bring up the black men who stabbed the white woman on a train? Oh, yeah. You got that right. Wasn't that out in North Carolina? I think that happened out in North Carolina. There was a story. I talked about that one where you had that black guy that basically unalive this woman, and she wasn't even aggressive. She ain't do nothing to him. She was just sitting there, just minding her own business. This is why, guys, I tell you, man, you got to stay away from people, man. I understand some people don't have transportation, and sometimes, taking public transportation might be a convenience. But man, when you on these trains and you got to watch everybody, man. I'm not sitting down with my somebody behind me on a bus or on a train. Nope. I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that. Even when I was in New York and I was on the train, I wouldn't even sit down next to nobody, fam. I would just stand up by the door and just keep a lookout on everything, because the train is in New York, man. You never know what pop off, bruh. You never know. Okay, so it was, Lori said it was the Case and Allen. Yeah, the Case and Allen case. Yeah, that's definitely the one I was talking about. Yeah. They always talking about Case and Allen. They'll bring up that in comparison with the Carmelo Anthony situation. But you'll never see them talk about this case. Nobody won't talk about that. Matter of fact, some of y'all don't even know about it. Some of y'all don't even know about it. You ask the black community, have you heard about this case? With the black kid that shot the schoolmate 3 times, killing him? Y'all ain't hear about that, right? Of course not, because it's black on black crime. So why would you? You don't look for it. You look for what pleases you. White on black crime. That's what you love. You don't want to hear the truth about what the community is doing to each other. And this is why when I talk about the issues, I'm always attacked by people, and I'm just speaking the truth. I should have hundreds of thousands of views, guys. Think about this. To those of you that rock with the platform, those of you that support the platform, have you ever wondered why Ringo TV don't have hundreds of thousands of views and he's always speaking the truth? Have it ever dawned on you why? It's because I'm speaking the truth, guys. You get views when you lie. People love lies. That's what they flock to. Nobody want to hear the truth, especially when you black and you speaking the truth and it holds black people accountable. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear you praising killers. That's why all the Carmelo supporters that do videos, they get all the views, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000. Why? Because they support Carmelo. So the black population frequent their videos, and they be in the comments, and they come back, and they keep the views up, the engagement is up, and these YouTubers are just making thousands a month, thousands of dollars a month. They're laughing to the bank because they know black people stupid. It's just that simple, guys. There's no way to explain it. It's like, our people love lies. That is how you become successful on social media. You got to lie to the people, and that's how you gain support. When you become a person who speaks the truth, you might get some support here and there, but you're not going to really earn from speaking the truth. There's no benefits from that. It's just really none there. That's why most people opt to just speak lies.
But understand, these white supremacists targeting black women and children, they think that's a calculated move based on who society has historically left unprotected. These white aggressors, they're banking on systemic apathy to shield them from the consequences. You see, so they look at this as a low-risk opportunity to exert power. And there's an illusion with these people of consequence-free violence.
What is he talking
See, their
about?
behavior is rooted in an outdated script. See, for a long time, the dominant society, they signaled that aggression against black women carried minimal risk.
The only way I'm going to get the views that I deserve is if you folks actually click the like button, share the videos, and actually spread the word. The problem is the people that rock with the platform are not sharing my content. They're not. They're not. They're guilty of just watching, right? They might salute me, but they don't put no pressure. People that watch content that speaks lies all day, these people are diligent. They take those videos, they put them on Twitter, they put them on Facebook, they share them, they go to other places, they react to the videos, they talk about it at the job, they tell their friends, they send their family links. They're out there getting busy. Those videos are circulating all over the internet. But when it comes to me speaking the truth, you folks just come by, you watch, and then you leave. And you don't share, you don't hit the like button, you don't support the show, you don't share it, you don't do nothing. So consequently, nobody's watching the videos. So all that hard work, all those words, all this truth you're hearing falls on deaf ears because nobody's watching it but you. Picture 10 people that come to church every week. Yeah, we're thankful that we got 10 people that come to church every week. But guess what? We need a full house. If all you folks that come here all the time and it's just you every day, the same people every day, the same people every day, and there's nobody new, then there's no growth. Do you understand that? That's like you at McDonald's and 5 customers come there every week and it's the same people. That business is not going to last long. You know why? Because it's not attracting customers. Nobody's coming there. If you have a restaurant and nobody's eating your food, you're going to close the restaurant because you're struggling to stay afloat. So those of you that love the content, you might like the content, but on the back end, I struggle to keep afloat. Does that make sense? Let me get back to the content.
Modern white predator, they operate on this flawed intelligence. They assume the justice system is just going to automatically step in and criminalize the victim and validate their aggression. No, that ain't happening like that no more. When they choose to attack a black woman or a black child over a grown black man, they know what it is. They know the brothers, well, they'll give them what they gave Chud the Builder. They know the brothers are going to give what these brothers in LA gave to Jake Lang's bitch ass when he came out here. They kicked his ass down the street like a Donkey Kong barrel. You understand? So they got to go after some soft trial. And speaking of that, and by the way, some sisters got their licks in with Jeff Lang. And I always talk about that. Some sisters did get their lick in. A sister in the pink skirt ran up and socked him in the face. So even the sisters got their lick in. So
do you see how he's promoting violence, guys? That this one gets their lick in, that one gets their lick in, but yet we're all going to prison. We're all going to prison because we're being violent. Look at those 3 women that attacked the white lady over Carmelo Anthony, and they're all arrested. I want you to think about that. They're chanting "Free Carmelo" while beating a woman up. That's what black people are doing. They're going out there attacking people and claiming "Free Carmelo." And yet they want to be respected by the community. It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to respect you when you're acting like an animal. You know? And it's just sick. But that's the world we live in. Let's go.
Shout out to those sisters. But the thing is, man, these white supremacists, man, who engage in this cowardice behavior, they have to exert dominance to try to compensate for their own profound inadequacies.
Do you see how he's programming black people to make it seem like white people are doing this and doing that when white folk are not even thinking about us? They're not. They're not, unless you're selling drugs next door. Then they're going to do what they got to do to pack you up to get you on out the community because white folk don't play around with stuff like that. Not in the community, you know? They're not going to play around like that. If you're in the community and you're selling drugs and, you know, you're a PDF file and all this other mess, they're going to do what they got to do to get you out of that community. So what he's trying to do is make black folk think that white folk are talking about them all day and thinking about them all day when nobody's even thinking about you. Like, y'all got to get that out of your mind, fam. Nobody's thinking about you. You just keep playing the victim, and this is why nobody like you. And if other groups don't like you, I don't really care, because people are tired of the bull crap. And a lot of ethnic groups, they're afraid to say certain things because they know that they're going to be called a racist. So they just keep it to themselves. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of ethnic groups of people that talk a whole lot of crap about black folk. And I don't really care what they have to say. That's their opinion. They have a right to say whatever they want, especially if it's irritating them all the time. You know, just like us, we talk about people all the time. And it's okay for us to do. So why it's not okay for them to do? I thought we lived in America where people have the right to share their thoughts, as long as nobody's harming nobody, as long as nobody is causing anybody's death. If people choose to share their opinions, then that's their opinion. You can't get upset with that. You see? But if we're on social media acting the fool and white folk are saying things about black people because they're dealing with black fatigue, then what's the problem? Why are you going to call them racist? It's not a racist thing. It's just their thoughts. If I was white and all I hear is black folk complaining all day about white supremacy, I'm going to think something wrong with you mentally, because nobody's thinking about you. Everybody's doing their own thing. The white man got to get up to go to a job to pay his bills. He's not thinking about you. The Asian man is trying to run a business and trying to stay afloat. He's not thinking about you to try to oppress you. Nobody's doing anything. This is in your mind. This is something that's going on in your head. And it's a sickness. And it's coming from black people like Tariq Nasheed, like Umar, and like all these influencers and church leaders who continually to keep you down. It's just like Ben Crump. Ben Crump is a race hustler who only come out of the woodwork when he see a situation between a white and a black. And he act like he's some civil rights leader, attorney, this. I cannot stand those people. You know what I mean? Because they're race hustlers. I could see them a mile away. You cannot tell me that Ben Crump care about black people. You don't care about black people, man. You care about making money. That's it. Once you understand that, you'll know not to call those people if you needed help.
So they require a target that they perceived as physically or socially weaker, because they cannot handle a direct, equal confrontation. You understand? And when you look at society, the physical violation of black women and the disruption of the black family unit, that was an operation of standard control. So what we're seeing today is a continuation of that legacy. These aggressors, they feel like they possess a historic unspoken right to police, correct, and assault black bodies.
Do you see what he's doing? He wants you to believe that anybody that is white is trying to police black people. So what this does is, for the lower class blacks who are uneducated and they're easy to program, they walk out there with this mindset that anytime they see a white person, only if they're white, guys, you got to understand this. If the person is white, the black person that's receiving this programming will automatically see them as an enemy. You get it? That he have to neutralize and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's their mindset. These type of influences create NPCs. That's what they do. They create these folks to be angry and upset all the time. And it's just sick. I can't stand it. I cannot stand the fact that they use social media to program black people to think this way.
Without facing physical resistance. There was another video I saw. I think this was in Florida too. Some black kids, some teens trying to pass out flyers in a neighborhood for some kind of business they had. I think some of y'all seen this there. I think this was in Florida. Some black kids passing out, they're trying to do legitimate business, passing out flyers for whatever business they got. Some old white supremacist suspect comes out there with a gun.
Now, guys, put a 1 in the chat if you heard me talking about that very same story. But notice, he left out key details. Let me see if I can pull it up, guys. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I know I downloaded that video, but I don't know what a video is. But let me see if I could go find the story. Let me see. White kid had them by a home owner. Let me see. An adult pointing a firearm at children's. No, that's not it. Where is that story? Let me see if this is it. I don't know if this is it. Homeowner accused of. No, that's not it. I know I seen it somewhere. I had downloaded it, man. I hate when I'm trying to find these stories and can't. Let me see. Let me just put three teens had gun pulled on them by homeowner. Let me see. That happened in Florida, I believe. You are likely referring to a recent incident in Gulfport, Florida, where a local homeowner pulled a gun on 3 college-age men who were handing out flyers for their mobile car detailing business. Oh, so it wasn't landscaping, guys. It was a detailing business, right? So let me see if I can. Okay, so there is a YouTube video about it. Let me see if I can pull this up. And let me download this, and we're going to add it in. And what I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show you how he's race baiting and race hustling the people. Let me download this video first, and then we're going to get to the content and break all this stuff down. I'm going to show you how he's lying, manipulating the viewers for clicks and views while omitting key information. Right? So let me get back to this screen. Okay, let me wait for this video to download. Okay, it finished. All right. All right, so let me add this into the video so we can review this. Right? And then we'll get back to what we got to do here. I just wanted to bring this up because I want to show you how he's misleading the viewers.
First tonight's shot.
Okay. Let me add this here. Let me get the volume. Okay, volume is good. All right, now let's hear him first. And then we could catch his lies. And then we can break down the actual video, right? So let's hear him first so we can hear his lies, and then we'll break down the video. So let's get to that. Let's go.
He's out there with a gun on these kids.
Let me rewind it back so we can hear the rage bait.
Without facing physical resistance. There was another video I saw. I think this was in Florida too. Some black kids, some teens.
He said some black kids. Pay attention to that part. Some black kids
Trying to pass out flyers in a neighborhood for some kind of business they had. I think some of y'all seen this there. I think this was in Florida. Some black kids passing out, they trying to do legitimate business, passing out flyers for whatever business they got. Some old white supremacist suspect comes out there with a gun.
Notice he called the guy a white supremacist. They just label you white supremacist because you're white.
He's out there with a gun on these kids.
And what else did he do?
They're demanding to see their ID. The kids didn't even go to his house. He runs down on these kids.
He said that he runs down on the kids. Okay, let's take a look at the video and learn about these kids, because these are not kids. These are young men, right? Young men. Look at the story.
First tonight's shocking video shows a man pulling a gun on 3 teenagers. You see it right here. And this is 10 Tampa Bay News at 11. I'm Dave Wagner.
It's good to have you with us. I'm Courtney Robinson. The teens say this encounter happened as they were going door to door for their car detailing business.
10 Tampa Bay News reporter Chris Hurst spoke with the teens who say they were scared for their lives.
Now,
demanding our ID.
This is video taken from a dash cam for 2 clean whips. A new business started a month ago by Aleco's Speaker and his friends Gio Lenhart and Santi Salinas.
Do you see that? You see what we have here?
And we all just decided to come together and make the business and just make it happen.
Now, you know what's interesting about this, guys, is Tariq just automatically assumed that the 2 melanated men, that they're automatically black. You understand? He totally disregarded the other guy. So you don't know nothing about these guys. You don't know their ethnicity. You don't know nothing about these men. But he automatically made it a race issue. He don't really care about the kid, the teens. The only thing he cares about is making a race issue. Is it right that the guy pulled out a gun? No, it's not right at all. But what did I tell you guys about going to people's houses? What did I tell you about pulling up at people's houses? People are on edge. I could just see what happened. One of these melanated guys walked up to that guy's porch, was at his door. These unhinged men pulled out a gun. And I'm going to tell you, this happens with whites and blacks. There are black people in the South that will pull their gun out right at their front door if you knock their door. This is not just a white thing. I don't see, listen, I cannot stand the fact that everybody keep making everything a race issue. There are black people that will have their gun in their hand when they answer their door in the South. You knock their door, they'll pull their gun out and they'll walk out with their gun in the South. You understand me? It is not just white people that do that. Black people do the same thing. But what these race hustlers do is they turn it into a race issue. Listen to the story.
But what happened late last week, going door to door, handing out flyers...
Guys, you already know what it is. We finna go door knocking for the first time today. Let's get it!
You see what is going on? 3 guys, they have a detail business, but Tariq want you to think that they're all black. You don't know that. Those 2 melanated youths that are in the car, they can have a white father, for all you know, and a black mother. In the South, you have a lot of interracial couples. A lot. You have a lot of mixed kids that have a black father, white mother, or a white father, black mother, or a Nigerian mother, white father, all over the South. But Tariq is assuming that the 2 melanated youths are black men. You would be surprised to know who their daddy is. You'd be surprised to know. There are so-called, and I say so-called loosely, black women that are in the South all around the world that you would assume is a black woman, but her father's white. Her father's white. So technically, watch this. Technically, she's not black. What? Yes, she is. No, she's not. Her father's white. She's the seed of her father. She might have melanated skin, might be brown, but her father's white. But you call her a black woman. It don't make no sense, gang. It makes no sense. See, this is where Tariq get it wrong. I could look at those young men and know that there's a white father somewhere or a white mother somewhere. I know, because I see this every single day. I know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I know white dudes that look white and their father is black. Their father is black. Their mother is white. That's why you got to be careful with all this hate. That's why it don't even make no sense. It don't make no sense. I know a dude, and I don't know, the dude could be white, he could be Mexican. He could be white, he could be Mexican. I don't know. I don't care. I know situations where you got white boys out in the South. When you look at them, you be like, yeah, he's white, definitely white. But his father is black. His mother is white. Do you know how many white women in the South got a black husband, a black man? It's all over the place. This is why all this hate makes no sense. But you got these race hustlers that keep making it a deal. This is what they do all the time to make money.
Very amped up for that day.
Has them rethinking how to advertise.
I don't think I'm going to go door knocking after this again, really.
On a street near Gulfport.
He said he don't even want to go door knocking after this. And I don't blame him. If anything, put it in the mailbox. Put it in their mailbox. That's the best and safest way. Go where the mailbox is at the community and just put it in the mailbox, because walking up to people's door can be dangerous. And another thing is, if you're a bunch of youths and you're doing a car detailing business, you got to be intelligent too. Why would you go up to somebody's house? Just look at their car. Their car should tell you if they're interested in your service. If I know I'm doing detail work, first thing I'm looking at is the lot. If I see a raggedy car, I'm not even wasting my time. I'm just being honest. Because if you look at the car is dusty and dirty and they don't care about no detailing. But when you go up to a lot and you see a nice, Hellcat, a nice SUV, a nice vehicle, a Mercedes, whatever, and it looks clean and nice, then surely they might be interested in your services, especially if they have to go out and they don't feel like washing the car. Because I know I do that. If I know I got to go somewhere important or meet somebody, I want to go detail the car, clean it up, freshen up the inside, make sure everything nice, so you look good, everything clean. So sometimes you can't do it because you're in a hurry. So you might call the detail guys. They come right to your location, set up their truck, and get to work. And then before you know it, when it's time to go, your car good. You pay them, you out. So you got to know how to be smart. But was it right for the man to do what he did, brandishing a gun? Of course not. But again, if you're on his property, man, it goes back to everything I keep telling you guys. It is dangerous, especially out in these areas where there's a lot of land and private property, and you hop the fence, walking through their land and come up to their door, bro. It could be, you just don't do that stuff, man. Would you do it at nighttime? Would you go promoting your detail business at nighttime? No. So why do it at daytime? That's the thing I like. I like to use my brain. Would I go door to door at nighttime to promote my detail business? No, because you feel it would be dangerous, right? Okay, well, the same thing applies in the day. Use your brain. How can I do my promo without knocking doors? You could either leave a card at the door. You could leave it in the mailbox. There's ways you could do what you need to do without becoming a nuisance and a pest, because a lot of people don't even like people knocking their door to promote stuff like, hello, let me knock your door. Hi, my name is Bill, and we are selling, watch this, we're selling our famous product to get your pest out of your house. That's right. We're also selling panels, some solar panels. We can put these things on your house effective tomorrow. People don't even like when people do that. People don't like when people come to their house unexpected. I don't like it. Heck, somebody might end up knocking my door while I'm live. And guess what? I'm not even going to answer. You know how many times these door-to-door salespeople knock my door? I don't even answer. I remember one time they sent some nice looking woman, fam. She was nice. She had some shorts on. Nice looking country white woman came to the door. They sent a young woman too. You know what I'm saying? She come knocking the door. Guess what I did, fam? I just ignore the door. I just ignore the door because I already know what she's going to do. She's trying to sell me something. They do it all the time. And what they'll do is they'll send some attractive lady to the door because they figure, hey, you know, you look good. Go to the door. It'll get the guy to come to the door. Nope. It's not going to get me to come to the door because I'm not going to sit there. I don't want nothing. So I'm not opening the door. I'm not. That's just the way it goes. So next time, guys, don't go to people's door. But let's get back to the story.
Neighbor the young men don't know came up to Gio. They say he started shouting at them, demanding to see IDs.
Well, him demanding to see IDs is stupid. It's crazy. That man should be arrested for something, but it doesn't make no sense. Now, guys, just looking at this guy, you could tell that he's mixed with something. He's not your average black guy, your average black man. No, there's a white mother or a white father somewhere. When I tell you guys, I know what I'm talking about. Out here, there's a lot of interracial couples. Listen, all the hate needs to just stop. Once you see the world and you understand the world, the hatred would stop. The hatred will stop. And a lot of these interracial couples, there's no racist stuff going on because she got a black son, white son. Listen, there are brothers that are out here, guys. Brothers. One looked like a regular black guy, and his brother is white, and they got the same father. The same father, guys. One is black, the other is white. That's right. The white woman birthed a white and a black child. So it's like, what are you going to do? You going to call them racist? And this is what Tariq Nasheed want you to do. He want you to hate people, guys. This stuff is crazy.
He asked me for ID. I reached for my phone, and I just want to record whatever last moments I had.
That video shows the man yelling at them with a gun at his side.
That's crazy.
To know why they're there.
I can tell you.
Can you please put that away?
If you want to,
we're not.
Now think about this, guys. The black woman shot the white guy, right, for walking up to him. These youths could have been shot by this homeowner who's brandishing a gun. Do you see my point, guys? This makes no sense. So we got unlearned, untrained white folk that are gun owners, and we got unlearned, untrained black folk that are gun owners. Do you see how fair and balanced my platform is, guys? Do you see how I'm showing you evidence, details on how this can be a white thing or a black thing when it comes to people don't know how to handle their guns and they just looking for trouble? He could have ended up shooting one of these young guys for no reason. They seem like good guys that are just out there trying to hustle and do their thing. Entrepreneurs, they got their van, they're doing their thing, making money. I mean, obviously the guy is a hater. The white guy, he's a hater. He's jealous. He's mad because something, I don't know, but he's upset. And he's trying to discourage them. So to those guys, I would not be discouraged. I would just try to do my business in a better way and try to figure out the community better to understand what you're getting into. Because obviously, I don't think they know that community. They probably was just driving around trying to promote their business and went to the wrong area. So it's always good to go to a community and just kind of take a walk through and see the vibe of the community, ask questions. That's just the best way. You know what I mean? Because you got a lot of people that are in communities that are just not good people. You might live in a neighborhood that look clean and look nice, but that doesn't mean all your neighbors are good people. You know, I know I probably got some good neighbors out here, but I know I got a lot of neighbors that are not good at all. You know, I got some bad neighbors, fam, some people that are evil. I'm sure I got some racists out here. I know I got some black folk that hate me too. You got some jealous folk. You got weirdos. You got all sorts of people out here, fam. But that's why I stay to myself. But does that mean everybody is bad? No. There might be some good people, but at the end of the day, man, when you have bad experiences like this, it can make a neighborhood look bad. This one experience with this guy with this gun can end up making that entire neighborhood look bad. And now all the community, all the neighbors are like, yo, why would you do that? Why would you pull out a gun? Why would you embarrass the community? They might end up trying to get that guy out the community now.
We're not.
Me.
I feel like
there's a lot of guns on the street.
I hear you.
No,
we're not here for nothing like that. I was just like, how could I get like us out of here safely, like without anything bad happening to like even any one of us?
That's crazy. Imagine you're a landscape guy and you set up your truck and you're cutting the lawn and this guy come out with a gun. Think about that. Think about the world these people live in. Now he want to be Rambo with that gun. He got a problem. There's a lot of sick people that got guns, guys. And that lady that killed that man is one of them. She's a sick woman who had a gun.
I understand why you'd be worried, but we don't have any bad intentions at all, sir. We just we're just young kids. We're college kids trying to make money this summer. And we just understand that.
Later, another neighbor tells him the handgun is cocked.
I know it is. It's always ready to shoot.
Pinellas deputies say they're still investigating the confrontation.
They need to put that guy in prison, man. They need to put him in prison.
No way. It kind of motivated me to just keep pushing.
We call it the two clean.
So how come Tariq Nasheed not talking about the white guy that's there? How come he's not talking about him? He just said the black kids. He ain't even mentioned the white guy. He's a part of their team. Look at them. These guys are doing, look at this, man. They got their van. They got the tools. They got transportation. It's 3 of them. They working together. These dudes are working, hustling, entrepreneurs. You should be proud of young men like this. They're not on the streets. They're not in no gangs. And yet, you got this male Karen brandishing guns when all these guys are doing is just trying to do an honest day's work. That's crazy, man. I remember when I first moved out here, bro, I had bought a dryer, right? And the dryer was delivered. And you had these 3 young black men. These guys had to be like probably 18, 19. They were driving this big old truck doing deliveries. And I'm like, I never seen nothing like that. I'm like, who sent you young brothers over here with this damn truck? This is crazy. And I was like, yo, hey, let me stop and give you guys some credit, man. I really like seeing this, man. Like 2 young black men just doing their thing, working. I'm like, you guys made my day, man. I never seen nothing like this at all. I never seen nothing like that, fam. Like, you always seeing these youths on the block just doing stupid-ish all day. You don't see them working. So when I saw them, they had their uniform. They come out the truck. They carrying the dryer, and they just doing it then. It was like, yes, sir. No, sir. You want me to bring it upstairs? We could bring it upstairs. I was like, nah, it's good to go, man. Just bring it right there. We good. And they would leave it. Hey, drive safe. Hey, I'm proud of you guys, man. Y'all, hey, stay safe, man. Stay out of trouble. Just keep doing your thing, man. And it was like, they appreciate that. I never seen that before. You know? I was proud, bro. So to see these young men out here working, doing their thing, why would you hate on that? Isn't that what we want the youth to do? Isn't that what we want the youth to do? Don't we want them to work and be men? How do you hate that? I remember one time, I think I was mowing the lawn and had a kid. I guess I don't think they lived in the community, but I guess the father was driving around selling like some chocolate or candy or something. I'm not sure what the hell he was selling something. I think he was selling some card coupon thing for $10 or something, or $5 or something that you could use in a store or whatever. I didn't really care for none of that stuff, but being that it was a kid and he came walking on the property and he was like, hello, sir. You know, he was all respectful and stuff. He's like, today we have an offer for such and such and such and blah, blah, blah. I ain't have no money on me. I was very busy. I didn't want to hear nothing from nobody, but this is a little kid. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm seeing the kid just doing his thing, that's his experience interacting with people. The last thing I want to be is an asshole. So I went in the house and I got $10, came back out. I said, yeah, I'll take one of those. Nice doing business with you. And I gave him the money and he walked off, jumped into his car with his father waved and whatnot. And that was it. Now that little experience gives that child an idea of how it is to interact with different people. that's good for his development. And his father's doing a good job. You see what I mean? So why would that male Karen pull a gun? Why would he do that? Because he's a sick person. So what I'm trying to make you guys see, it's not just a white thing, but it's also a black thing. Sickness like this can come in all shapes, sizes, creeds, backgrounds, from all people. So when you think about the story of the black woman that killed the white guy over the parking spot, she's another sicko with a gun, just like that white guy that pulled the gun on these youths.
These three friends aren't letting an inauspicious start to their business stop their entrepreneurial spirit.
I feel like if we just put our hearts to it, we can really do a lot.
In St. Petersburg, Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay News.
And I could see these three doing their thing. They're going to eventually have a whole company. They're going to have a bigger van, more equipment, and, you know, it's going to prosper. Why? Because they already done doing it, fam. You don't see stuff like this. This is where businesses start. These are entrepreneurs. And because of this news report, that's going to help them to get business. Somebody's going to end up sponsoring them. They might even give them a better vehicle just for the trouble. You know, there's always an a-hole out here doing dumb stuff. But anyway, I just wanted you guys to see that so you can understand the story, so that when you listen to Tariq, you can see that he left out a lot of information. Right? Let's go.
Florida law says door-to-door sales are legal, although in Pinellas County, you need a permit to do that. There is a stand your ground law in Florida on your private property, but displaying a firearm on a public street in a threatening manner can result in a criminal charge.
All right. Displaying a firearm in a threatening manner can result in a criminal charge. Okay. The same thing applies, guys, to the black woman who shot the white man to death. The same thing. When she got out that car, let me go to the video. Watch this, guys.
Walk away, the woman says in this very short cell phone video that ends with what sounds like a single gunshot. But we are now seeing what happened in the minutes prior in this Walmart parking lot at 7900 West McNabb Road. Take a look at this dash cam video. That's the woman with the gun on the left, getting out of her car, holding a phone in her left hand and a gun in her right.
Do you see that? Once she got out the car with that gun, she already violated the law. She already ended her ability to claim self-defense, standing her ground, and all of that other stuff. It all went out the window. That's why I said she's going to prison. She's going to prison for murder, guys. She's going to have to take a deal, most likely get manslaughter, or they might give her more depending on the evidence. They probably got more camera footage to see how she was acting. So once she got out that car, it's over. And I want people to understand that. So now let's get back to Tariq Nasheed's video. We got about 16 more minutes to view. Let's go.
I don't even think the police did anything to this guy, by the way. This is what we're saying. So the police are letting these white supremacists just run roughshod. So we're going to have to defend ourselves.
Do you see what he's doing? He said the police didn't do nothing to the white guy. First of all, it's still under investigation. We don't know what they're going to do to him yet. We don't know. But he's making black people feel like the white guy got away. So we need to do something about it. That's what he's doing. He's putting the batteries in our backs so that we could go out there and commit crimes like the woman did by shooting the white man down.
Damn that. By any means. You defend yourself by any means.
That's crazy. You defend yourself by any means. That's what YouTubers are telling you. And this is why you got to be careful, guys, because all of this by any means, you better make sure it's within line and guidelines with the law. You better make sure. You know, you better take some classes. You better know what you're doing because you're going to get caught up.
You understand? And this whole thing, they think that black women are just going to simply absorb abuse and wait for the state intervention.
At no point was that woman being abused. But he's programming black women to think that the woman was being abused. She was not.
That will never arrive. That no. Some of these sisters are getting armed. They're trained.
They're not trained. If that woman was trained, she would have trained her ass to stay in that car. She was not trained. She ain't have no formal training.
Psychologically prepared to neutralize threats instantly.
Instantly? Instantly? So hold up. There's no reasoning skills. You didn't look over the situation. You didn't rethink your action instantly. Never pull your gun instantly. Because you might be pulling your gun on an officer. You might be pulling your gun on a particular official that is in their line of duty. You better make sure that you are doing the right thing. You might pull your gun on a pregnant woman by mistake and end up unaliving her and the 2 kids that she was pregnant with, the twins, and now you murdered 3 people. You're gone for life. It's over for you.
So that calculation of a soft target, that's a fatal misjudgment. You understand?
Guys, when I tell you I'm avoiding trouble at all costs, like, I'm not going to prison, fam. Have any of you made up your mind that you're never going to prison? Put a 1 in the chat if you made up your mind. I'm never going to prison. I'm just doing what I got to do. I'm staying out of the way. I don't know. Is it just me? I just avoid drama, bro. I avoid drama. I don't got no time to try to prove stuff to a bunch of folks that don't care about me. What am I trying to prove something? And then I end up in prison. It don't make no sense. You behind bars with a bunch of dudes, no freedom. You got to watch your ass. You got to do this, man. Nah, bro, I don't got time for that, bro. I don't got time for that, man.
And the community is realizing that outsourcing your protection to a system that don't value it, we ain't doing that.
You see? He's saying that the system don't value you, so they won't protect you. What this does for black people, it makes them feel like there's no protection for them in America, so they got to do something for themselves. You see that? This is harming the black community. This mindset is toxic.
All that. The brothers ain't doing it and the sisters ain't doing it. Black women are actively rejecting that role of being a damn perpetual victim for these people.
See, here's the problem with Tariq Nasheed, and I got to call you out on your bullshit. You have a lot of black women that are in abusive relationships. They're getting their ass beat by black men every day, and they're not standing their ground. How come you don't talk about that, Tariq? How come you don't talk about all the domestic violence that's going on against black women from black men every day? Baby fathers beating up their women, unaliving their woman, killing their wife and kids. It's happening all the time. I don't see you talking about that. But when it comes to the white man, you want to put batteries in the black woman back by saying, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Our sisters out here, they strapped. They ain't having that. Well, if that's the case, why we got so many black women in abusive relationships with black men and they never leave? Why they never leave, Tariq? How come the black woman is always in an abusive relationship with a man that ain't no good and she stays with him? How come she's not standing her ground and leave? Man, I tell you, man, the black community is a mess and they don't clean up their own garbage. All they do is focus on white supremacy all day.
There's a new protocol, uncompromising self-defense. We're not going to just sit waiting on a biased system to save us.
Now, if he's not waiting for a biased system to save us, then that means he's teaching black people to be like practicing lawlessness. In other words, forget about doing things the right way. Take matters in your own hand. That's what he's teaching, guys.
That's deputizing these idiots out here.
Who always say deputizing these idiots? Who always say that? Anybody know? Who else on YouTube always talk about these white folks be deputizing themselves? Let's see who's smart in the classroom. Let's see who pay attention. Let's see. Any smart people in the building? Any smart people? Just one? Got to be one intelligent person somewhere in the live chat. Do anybody be saying that they be deputizing themselves, thinking they're lawmen and whatnot? Not one? Well, there's nobody that's smart in the building? Okay. Man, not even one person? Not one, right? Wow. Let me just get back to the content, fam. You guys, man, y'all gotta get serious when it comes to engagement, bro. Like, y'all don't pay attention, nothing, bro. Like, seriously.
That. Yeah.
This is
When a
sad.
sister stands her ground and uses force to stop an aggressor, that short circuits the whole racial and gendered power dynamic that the attacker is trying to enforce. So that forces a sudden, violent realization upon the predator that your perceived social privilege is not bulletproof. Yeah. And the dominant society, you know how they'll try to get on code and try to spin it. They'll turn the predator into a victim. They're up here talking about he's a veteran. When y'all hear all that veteran shit, he's a veteran. No, he was an idiot running up on this sister like a moron, being aggressive to this.
Notice how Tariq omitted the fact that the black woman stepped out the car with the gun, brandishing the gun. Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all noticed that Tariq totally ignored? He totally ignored the fact that the woman came out the car. He ignored the fact that she's the aggressor. If she felt her life was in danger, why she left the car? How come Tariq, if he's educated, how come he didn't say why the sister didn't stay in the car? She knows she got a gun, so you still protected. Matter of fact, there's a barrier between you and the man. That's way better. Why get out the car? Because she wanted to kill him. I promise you, that woman wanted to kill the white man. And that's why she's going to prison. You're going to see.
Sister fat. She did what she needed to do. She stood her ground, rightfully so. I don't want
Wow. He said she stood her ground, rightfully so.
all that veteran shit.
So he don't even care about the Army veterans, guys. He don't care about military veterans, fam. He don't care about those men and women that sacrifice their life for our freedom. Man, I tell you.
Damn that. There's a new baseline of accountability. The era of accepting predatory violence.
Now he's calling the man a predator. Predatory violence. That's crazy.
As just another tragic reality. That. These aggressors are finding out in real time that your actions carry immediate, irreversible physical consequences. If the state refused to draw a line in that sand and protect the vulnerable, black women, black children, black men, you'll draw one yourselves. And we're going to enforce it with whatever force is necessary to survive.
That woman should have never had a gun. People like that will kill people automatically, man. You know, she should have never had that mess.
Damn that sitting up being a sitting duck for damn insecure white supremacists. Damn that. Let me get some of the family in here. Family, raise your hand. Let me talk to you. Let me see who we got in here. We got a lot of folks in here. Any people in Florida in here? I would like to talk to them. All right. Any Florida people? Let me get Queen Mother Empress in here to speak on this. Queen Mother Empress? Miss Empress, are you in here, beloved? Okay, Queen Mother Empress. I'm waiting on. Well, we'll get her back. I don't know what's happening. Something's going on with her joint. We'll get her back later. Brother Isada. Isada?
Hey, what's going on, good brother?
Hey, man, I'm good. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Burning midnight oil at the gig, man.
No
But
doubt.
see, it supports them with this patriotism, which I call it patriotism, because they only honor this so-called patriotism when it's them and not us.
Right.
Okay. Don't forget, our brother Roger Fortson was an active airman down there in Florida. You know, he was in the military at the time. He was, you know, down by one of those race soldiers. His name was Eddie Duran.
Imagine being in the military where you're around people like this who are racist blacks. They hate white people, and you're in the military with those type of folks, man. Imagine that type of evil, fam. This is just sick.
Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they just keep trying to shortchange us. And like the brother that was in the wheelchair, remember, he got popped by, you know, a suspected white supremacist. You know, why? And he was a veteran too.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
No, we're not. We
Guys, if you're a black man, black woman, stay away from any YouTuber that you see pushing this nonsense where they keep talking about white supremacists. When you hear that white supremacists in their videos and they're addressing stuff like that, meaning like they keep talking about and accusing everybody of being a white supremacist, you got to turn those content creators off, because all they do is talk about nonsense. They're spreading hate. They're causing division. This is what they do all the time, guys, every single day. Let's go.
not gonna let that slide. We're not gonna let them pick and choose and play favorites on who's serving.
Oh, yeah.
Remember what the double V campaign stand for, and I'll land there.
Yeah, my man. Thank you so much, brother. Let's get Scotty. Yo, Scotty.
What's going on with you?
How you doing, Scotty?
How you doing? All right, man. Pushing these 18 wheels like usual at night, man. I appreciate the broadcast. I'm glad. I appreciate what the dude said. He's right. They are patriotism. We are the biggest number one patriots of this entire land. We fought, we stayed, we pushed, we fight. No matter what, we don't get the turncoat. Like,
you know, it's crazy that that guy is saying that we fought, we did this. We ain't do a damn thing. We ain't do anything. See, when you say we, you're not talking about we today. You're talking about people that died, people that are no longer here. So I don't like when black people keep saying we, like if we're actively fighting and doing this and we're in some sort of war and we're not even doing anything. I don't like when people do that type of stuff. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
they do.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed actually yesterday I just got hip to this situation with the with the lady and the suspected white supremacist guy who has clearly had anger issues.
Yeah.
Now, why is it that Chud the Builder, and let's not forget to this very second, he still does not have a hate crime charge on him. Let's put that out there. How is it that he gets to run up on a veteran PTSD veteran, but that only got mentioned once or twice, but not his suspected white supremacist dude who had clearly had anger management issues? That's all they keep leading with. He was a veteran.
He's talking about the white guy having some sort of issues, but what about the issues that these men have, these black guys? These guys have a lot of hate issues, and they're not even talking about their own personal issues that they have against white people. This is why you can't listen to influencers that are racist or hateful, and they don't have a balanced message. You need to listen to people, excuse me, that's going to speak from a balanced point of view where we can get the education and the knowledge from the message so that there's no one-sided thing. I'm not looking for an echo chamber of everybody to agree with me. I'm looking for people that are intelligent that can actually judge a circumstance. That's what I'm looking for. Because that's what's lacking in the community. It's not a lot of people that actually stands for justice. Just a bunch of grifters all around here. Let's go.
Veteran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This guy was trying to get as close as he could over a parking spot to try to harm that sister.
Yep.
But y'all want to give him the veteran work.
He said that he was trying to harm the sister. At no point was the woman harmed. At no point did the guy brandish a weapon. What we see is the woman was the one that was the aggressor with the gun, and then she opened fire when there was no threat. So explain that to me. Let's go.
See, these are the type of things that really irritate my soul. And I'm glad dude brought that up, because I forgot about the good brother who was in there who answered the door when that police officer knocked on the door. And he was on FaceTime with his girl. And they shot him as soon as he opened the door. So he had a gun in his hand. You went to the man's door because somebody called for a disturbance that we still to this day never got the answer to, because he was on FaceTime with his girl.
You know what's interesting about when crimes happen, right? Let me explain this, because I know this. I know white people don't think like this because I have these conversations with them. Anytime there's a crime that involves, let's say, a white person harms a black person, the black community takes the crime as if though it happened to every black person. That's how they takes it. They take it as if though, let's say a white guy shoot a black man, he kills him. The black community receives it as if though that white man killed all of us. But yet, if it's reversed and a black guy did something to a white person, you don't see the white community going crazy as if though, oh, he did that to us personally. We're all affected by it. We're all dying. No, you don't see that at all. They might speak on the issue, but they don't take it to heart like, oh, it was done to me too. So let me get emotional and start hating like everybody else, you know? And this is just sad. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
But man, God bless America. Y'all stay good. I'm going to keep listening to B1 Family.
Respect to you, brother. Right. King of the South.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me, man?
I can hear you, brother. How are you?
How you doing, brother Tariq? First off, happy belated birthday, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem. Simple question, man. I don't want to try to derail the conversation. I guess it's kind of on topic. But anyway, so when you have all these tethers, these racists, and these white supremacists come up here.
Did you hear what he just said? These tethers. Remember I told you the FBA mob love to call black people tethers. That's what they call you if you're not in agreement with their hate group movement. Let's go.
And they always say this old dumb, out-of-dated 90s racist ass stereotype. And then you come back with some actual facts and shut they stupid asses down. Now, you do tell the truth about that. But my thing is, where do we have meet on the middle ground? And when I say where do we meet on the middle ground, because we know like the white people and white supremacists, when they deal with statistics, they like to 70% us to death. They like to lie on us all the time. But sometimes they do report the truth, but they just don't promote it. So what would be the middle ground to use that against white supremacy?
Notice he said that the white supremacists like to lie on us all the time. See how he made it a us issue? Like everything that they do is affecting all of us, to have you having this us mindset like you're being oppressed. That's exactly what I'm talking about, guys.
Yeah, good question. White supremacists and their tethers, because tethers are wannabe white supremacists, they're pathological liars.
Well, they don't have God in their life. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these people are, you know, they don't have any purpose other than dividing the community, spreading hate and making money. That's what they live off of. You know what I'm saying? Spreading hate, making money, dividing the people, keeping the race hustling going, keeping everybody divided and angry while they mix mingle with the other nations. For example, you might have a Tariq Nasheed. He'll talk all this stuff about white people and this and that. But for all you know, he probably got a white woman. You see what I'm saying? You'll have a situation where you have Umar Johnson talking all this black power nonsense. But at the same time, he probably have a white woman somewhere messing with. You get what I'm saying? You have a lot of these guys that talk all of this type of stuff, but they be out there doing things behind the scenes that you don't see.
All right. We can shut them down very easily. Like last night, we had these white supremacists talking all that welfare shit, and I'm hitting them with the real welfare stats. They're here talking about some welfare is reparations. Dude, white people get more welfare than anybody. The welfare capital is Owsley County, Kentucky, where 95% of the people on welfare and the place is 99% white.
Notice how he's talking about welfare, but now he want to throw white people in there by saying white people get welfare. Everybody get welfare. All sorts of people is on public assistance and government funding and all sorts of stuff if they're down and out. But the point is the black community lives off of it for generations and generations. They don't get on it because they're down and out or going through a hard time. You have black families that live on that for generations to generations. The daughter, the grandmother, the mama, everybody, and they just keep on living off the government forever and ever. And nobody able to develop themselves. Happens of it all the time.
They are the kings, and welfare was designed for them. All right, we couldn't even get welfare in the early days of welfare because they excluded us from that. Welfare and Social Security, by the way. So we just...
Do you see how he said they excused us from it as if though we were there back in the day? Do you see what he's doing? Do you see how in his psychological plan, he tried to make it seem like we were all struggling before and we were unable to get this and that? He's acting like he was there, like we all lived there under this oppression, guys. This is the mental gymnastics that they're doing with the black folk, man. It's sick.
Hit them with that, and they'll just go to the next I'm white and I say so narrative, but all you got to do is hit them with this. Okay, well, what you going to do about it? What should be done about it? If we got all this going on and we so damn violent, then what should be done about it? Now, let's get to the doing. And that usually shuts them down because the name of the game is for them to just be perpetually antagonistic. You understand? And just project a bunch of stuff on us so they can feel better. Again, they always have to talk about us because we're the soul of this nation, ladies and gentlemen. I want y'all to understand something. We as foundational Black Americans, we are literally the soul and center.
Notice his audience is foundational Black Americans. That's his audience. So when Tariq Nasheed speak, he's not talking to white people or nobody else. His message is just to foundational Black Americans. That is. So it's already a channel that's focused primarily on foundational Black Americans, not black people, but the ones who follow their cult. Let's go.
Of this country. Do y'all understand that? I really want y'all to feel that. All right? Let's get all stare in here.
Hey, what's going on, Flex? Hope first of all, I hope you're having a really safe birthday and everything.
Yes, I am.
You know, that's good. It's good that you stopped by in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Also, too, shout out to Professor Black Truth and everybody on the Black media and everything for reporting this story, because what happened was they didn't show the whole thing. What happened was that the individual blocked a lady in front of her car, came out of there, started cursing her out and everything else. And that's when she had to pull out a gun and everything and asked the gentleman to stay back and everything else.
Yeah.
And he followed her
Right.
almost the entire parking lot and everything else. She had to use force and
Right.
everything else. She stayed there the entire day. She was on the phone talking to the police and everything else. So she shouldn't be charged for this crime and everything. One other thing too, before I land my plane. RIP to our sister Khadija Farrakhan.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody from the I forgot this black congressman from Illinois, but I'm glad he acknowledged her and everything else. So
Yeah.
RIP for our sister Khadija Farrakhan.
Yes, indeed. All respect to the Farrakhan family. I was just in when I was in Tulsa. It was a brother, an NOI brother, who I saw at the airport. We were chopping it up, and he was on his way to Chicago to the funeral. I think the funeral is tomorrow. So condolences to Mother Farrakhan and the family. Yeah, people were complaining about the BET Awards. They sat up there and gave a shout out to Clive Davis, but they didn't shout out Farrakhan's wife at the BET Awards. That was kind of janky.
Who cares if they didn't shout out this or shout out that? Like, why? Like, it doesn't make any sense, man. It's like everything with these folks. Like, so what does a shout out do? What is that doing for anybody? Like, stop.
But that is what it is. Don Philly, unmute your mic. Okay, Don Philly. Okay, let's try Gokuda. Gokuda, Gokuda, hop on in.
Hey, good brother, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. I was heading out to Houston. I want to know, is there any soul food spots out there?
In Houston, all over the place.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Where you at now?
Well, I'm in California now. Tomorrow I'm going visiting my family out there.
Oh, cool. What part of California are you in?
I'm in between San Francisco and Sac, like an hour away from both sides.
Oh, Houston, dude.
He calls up on his show to ask him about any food. Some people just want to be heard. And you could tell Tariq is annoyed already by the call, but he got to play it off. Let's go.
Got soul food spots. You can throw a rock and hit a soul food spot. They got some phenomenal spots out there, man. So yeah, you are not going to be in a shortage of finding some good spots, man. You'll find some great spots out there. All right, but thank you, bro. Let's get Big Ray. Let's get Big Ray in the building. Big Ray 305.
Hello?
What's up, Big Ray?
Man, King Flex. Man, I wanted to wish you happy birthday, big dog. I got to tell you this. I grew up on you, man. I remember the first time I saw you was on that MTV TRL. I was like 13, I think, when I first saw you.
Yeah, it was.
And
Oh, it was. What was it? Was it live? What was that show? Made.
Made, yes, with the kid with the big old yellow shoes.
Yeah.
King
Oh yeah.
Flex.
Yeah. You remember? That's back in the day. Yeah.
That was back in the day. That's the first time I saw you, and I had to give you so much praise. I want to let you know my family is from the Bahamas,
Okay.
but thanks to you, I learned so much life lessons through you with the Mac Lessons radio show.
Oh yeah.
See, what y'all didn't peep is that he said that his family is from the Bahamas. So that would make them tethers. That would make them tethers. So by him letting Tariq know that, right, it's sort of like him letting Tariq know, like, hey, I know I'm not one of you FBA guys, but I rock with you FBAs. But notice they're not calling him a tether because he is in support of their movement, their cult. Let's go.
Yeah.
You laced me up at a young age, man, and you just made me so much more confident in who I am. Especially, being a Bahamian. Shout out to all my FBAs. I love y'all because, man, King Flex, you saved my life. You helped me out a lot.
And,
A lot of stuff that you talk about, and I'm in corporate America. I work at a tech company. I see the mental games, and because of you, I've been laced up, and I stay on point. Yeah.
love that.
You gotta be checking people left and right. I don't take no disrespect from no one because I always think about the Mac Lesson radio days and what the knowledge you gave me at like 16, 17, 18.
Oh yeah.
So it's just a shout out to you, big dog. Happy birthday. I appreciate you, man.
The FBA cult is it's a whole different type of religion where they just believe they're better than everybody. It's like a group that hates everybody. These people believe that they are the originators of everything, and they think that they built America and all this other stuff. They didn't even build anything. You know, these are just regular old folks that have a chip on their shoulder and they're mad at the white man. You know what I'm saying? Black Hebrew Israelites, excuse me. Black Hebrew Israelites is more of like religion. You know what I mean? They study the Bible and so on and so forth. That's a whole different situation. The cult called FBA is a militant online organization. It's not something that's done in the real world. In the real world, you don't see nobody on their job saying, hey, I'm FBA. Nobody does that. They'll get into some issues with their job and end up getting fired. So it's an online organization that follow Tariq Nasheed and the likes of him, and they believe that they're fighting white supremacy. Even though they got problems in the black community every day, they ignore that. Instead, they focus on white people as the enemy, and they try to recruit a lot of younger black men to commit crimes, because we even see this with the Carmelo Anthony situation. We have a lot of black men that are part of the FBA movement, and they were literally recruiting young black men, telling them, hey, if you're 17 to 20 something, go out there, unalive white people. You'll be out of prison by 30 years old. So this is what we're seeing from this group. This group is creating militant, animals that goes out there committing crimes. If you don't agree with their movement and you're black, they'll call you a tether. If you're a YouTuber and you don't agree with their FBA movement, they'll unsubscribe from your channel and think that by them unsubscribing that they're hurting you, because they don't really see you as their people. You know, this is why I keep saying that black people are their worst enemy. You know, you're more likely to be treated better by a racist white, a racist Asian than your own people if you're black. And those of you that are truly black and you know what I'm talking about and you experience these issues, you know good and well that being hated by your own people is the worst thing ever. And we that experience these things, we know what we're talking about. That's why when it comes to all this racist stuff, the white man, that stuff don't even move me. Why? Because I only get hated by black people every day. So when y'all talk about white supremacy, I'm like, I don't know why y'all even talking about that, because I'm being hated by black folk every day. They're the most hateful people around. That's the group that I see hating me every day. It's black folk. That's all I get is hate from black folk. They're constantly hating, slandering, lying, manipulating. And I'm like, damn. You telling me about white supremacy, but I'm seeing black supremacy every day. So make that make sense. And then they defend killers. They're defending the woman who killed the white man. They're defending Carmelo for stabbing Austin. I can't deal with this evil, man. It's just pure evil every day.
Man, I appreciate that so much, Ray, in down there in Florida. Respect to Big Ray. Yes, indeed. So yeah, it's a whole new vibe out here. It's a whole new. What's up, Brother McCall? I see Brother McCall in the building. That's respect. When people say, I meet people all the time saying they grew up on me. I be forgetting how old. I be forgetting I'm an old nigga.
He forgot that he's an old ninja, he said. Shout out to, it said 57 for the $20 support. I'm not sure if I forgot somebody else's super chat. I don't even see it, man. I don't even see it. But shout out to you. It says FBA stands for Fooling Black Americans by practicing hate. That's right. I agree. That's exactly it. I might have to use that quote. FBA stands for Fooling Black Americans. Matter of fact, let me screenshot your super chat because I might use that in a lot of my videos. So don't be surprised if you see your comment being used on the screen as like some sort of a way to let the FBA community know what exactly is going on, because that's exactly what it is. They're being fooled by Black American. They're being fooled into believing lies. And it's really, really sick. I can't understand how people can walk around with so much hate every day. Like, you get up in the morning and there's hate on your mind every day. That's sick. That's a sick world to be in. But that's pretty much it, you know what I mean, with that video, because he wasn't on camera, just like I'm not on camera. It's just an audio. And I think at the end he had some AI stuff, because that's the thing everybody's doing. Everybody just making AI videos all damn day. I don't even know why they keep doing that stuff. YouTube is going to crack down on that stuff. They're going to pay the penalty for it, especially those that actually use AI and they're not, what's that word, letting the community know. Because like YouTube have this new guideline, and a lot of people going to get demonetized because of it, where they're using AI and they don't disclose that they're using AI. So what's going to happen is when YouTube finally review their platform and they realize that they're using all this AI stuff and they never disclosed, then that's going to be an issue for them. So I don't know why they do that type of stuff. What I'm talking about is stuff like this stuff that he see here. That's all AI. That came in at the end of his video. So when you have stuff like that in your video and you post this, you're supposed to disclose this in your video section. You're supposed to disclose this, like, hey, I use AI. And then you put in your description that this is what I use. In other words, everything in my video is real except the ending or a clip, and you let YouTube know. Those content creators that do this and they don't disclose, eventually they're going to all get demonetized. All of them. There, you'll see. They'll cry about it later. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get up on out of here. I got to go take care of some business. So when it comes to this woman, we're going to stay on the case. I got more videos I got to bring up, because I'm reviewing all of these videos by these grifters. So I'm going to do one by Willie D Live. We're going to talk about that one as well, and some other grifters and people on YouTube, because they're going to use this woman next, the same way they use Carmelo Anthony to make money. Once it get down where this woman is going to be charged for this murder, you're going to see the Black community, from the grifters to the FBA community, they're going to all band together talking about we need to protect our sister and all of this other nonsense. They're going to ignore the law. They're going to ignore facts because they're led by emotions. This is what they're doing. So rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys. I'll catch you later on with more content. It is what it is. Ringo TV Reactions. Catch you in the next one. Ringo TV, the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. Y'all take care. I'm gonna get on out of here. Ringo TV, we out of here. Y'all take care. Peace. We out.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.